the obvious. Man, this history don't acknowledge us. We were scholars long before colleges. They say we N.I. double G-E-R. We are much. Man, this history don't acknowledge us. We were scholars long before colleges. They say we N.I. double G-E-R. We are much.
Peace, peace, peace. Damn, my bad. The whole time I wasn't even have my fucking mic muted. Could you guys hear the music? Press one if y'all heard the music. I'm talking to you guys in the chat room. Did you guys hear any music playing besides the music I just played, the video I just showed? Oh shit, my bad, y'all. Alright, well, let's do it again then. My bad.
Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. Give them all praises, give them all praises. Where the fuck am I going? Who the hell could I be? All this time I've been lost. Vessel trapped in the sea. Chains holding my legs. I just wanna be free. This pick in my throat. Hell yeah, and they know it. Tears keep going. You can see it in my phenotypes and that damn Indian showing. This knowledge keeping me steady. 45 on my hip and my armor man stay ready. I hit the streets in my Chevy. Blunt burn, smoke smoking heaven, man. Here you go, I got plenty. Prayers up for what's in it. In the land I lost in it. Cause every nigga ain't feeling. And every man ain't feeling. No heroes but stealing. No heroes for my family. But a pig's killing us daily. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. Give them all praises, give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. Give them all praises, give them all praises. Where the fuck do you come from? Kidnapping our babies, baby, 11 million abortions. Whole country is scorching, scorching. Baby, stealing my portion. Bitch, give me my land back. Ain't signed no contracts. Why you wasting all of our trust funds? We don't know who your dad is, but we know who your kid is. Take the food off of my plate, leave that shit with my phone. Motherfucking invader, invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. Give them all praises, give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. Give them all praises, give them all praises. Hater, 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 hater. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. All praises to the most high. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Hater, 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 hater.
Yeah, that's what's up. Did you guys hear that one? Did y'all hear it that time? Peace to everybody in the chat room. Yes, no, maybe. All right, well, until one of you guys respond, um, it's pretty much, just I got a lot in a minute. I'm not gonna be able to do no videos 'cause I'm gonna be real busy. So I'm just gonna keep getting them out many as I can. But for the most part, all right, okay, y'all heard it. Okay. So for the most part, um, just wrapping up some things as far as this book. Now you see how we did it? We first went to the Civil War, right? Then we started examining things that were surrounding the Civil War, such as the black slavery and how blacks was confederacies. But we know that the Indians now we know that anybody who was colored was a motherfucking Indian, yo. How about that? How about that? How about that? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, yo, now you know what this Freemasonry had to do with us being cast and stuck in this system, why we can't get reparations, why we can't get a redress of grievances, why they snatched our 40 acres and our mule back from us. Now you know why. Okay? So I hope you guys appreciate the research. And like I said, as far as the documentary gonna get out there whether the donations in which people already done sent, in which I definitely appreciate everybody who sent every dime of their energy to help me put out this documentary. But this shit is real, man. I guess y'all must think this shit is like a game or something, like I'm bullshitting or whatever. This shit is gonna be hard. This shit is gonna be dope. All right. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, everything go right. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the contents thus far, I'm ahead of the game. Like I said, once I go make my sweep and go do my interviews and put the content together and find me some nice audio to go along with it and how I'm gonna actually content and how I'm gonna narrate it, then that's going to come together. So for the most part, we got enough information. We got anthropology, archaeology, we got accounts of what Columbus said. We got accounts of what De Soto said, Verrazano. It goes on and on and on. So you'll be a fool at this point in time to deny that it was Negroes here at the same time that you claim Africans came here, or the Negroes that was being brought back from the Caribbean. We figured this shit out here home right here at the Thompson's one station, okay? Or whatever you want this to be. Learning platform, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because I kind of restricted my work research to this Aboriginal research at this point in time. So like I seen myself from showing pictures to putting together articles to digging deep and finding information. Now there's a lot of other research shit that's written in stone, like the archives and the colonial records of some different country. I mean, some different states and the colony records or whatever. I mean, you can do that, and brothers is doing that research, but just add my research to that research that they're doing. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is like I said, the proof is in the motherfucking pudding. What have we been looking for? What is the missing part to what we've been looking for? What is the missing part to what we've been looking for? We found out that freemen put petitions to become slaves. We found out that once the Indian was in bondage, he was considered a Negro. We found out that the word Negro also applied to about anyone who was in bondage. We also found out on the first census they only put colored free white persons. No, it was free white male, free white female, free person of color, and slaves. This was what was on the first fucking census, man. So, like I said, man, we pretty much narrowing this shit down. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope you guys appreciate this, man. I hope people really do, man, because at the minimum, I just want to just see that people appreciate it and they can take the information forward and they can liberate themselves, man. Because this shit is about liberation, man. We ain't doing all this shit just so we can run around and be telling people we Indian. This is about liberating people, a person, or people who've been oppressed since the time that white settlers came here, and we never had no peace. We never had no peace. Whether if you believe that stuff like Trayvon Martin and some of this other stuff was false flags, or and Michael Brown and some of this other stuff or whatever, for the most part, it fucks with our emotions. It fucks with us mentally and psychologically. So, like I said, man, for the most part, man, we got to be like, you know what I'm saying? People, listen, the the them calling Indians people of color is it. That's it. That's all you need, people. That's all you need. That's all you fucking need. Okay? And remember, let me see. Remember, I'm just going like I said, man. I like that this documentation I like that this research right here probably the most of all. Of all the research that I have done, I like this research right here because this is irrefutable. We can't refute this shit right here. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot refute it. All right. Now look, real quick. I'm not gonna go into this. We talking about the Kitawa society, but look, this pertains to us right here. Listen to this. This pertains to us. Since the beginning of the African slave trade, which we know was an Indian slave trade, and it was only Indians being taken from here to West Indies and back, as far as it does, thus far as the English is concerned. Okay, as far as the English concerned, don't worry about the Spanish, don't worry about the Portuguese, don't worry about the French. We're trying to find our history here. Okay, even though that the Spanish and the French was here too, but who dominated them? The English and the white settlers that's still here now. Okay, so for the most part, understand this, right? And we already know about the Indian slave trade. Okay, let me make sure I'm being heard. Let me see something. Mic check, mic check. All right, yeah, I'm good. All right, so look, this pertains to us right here. It's saying in the African slave trade in America, many native persons have unfortunately to the detriment of Indian heritage was listed as black, mulatto, or negro in order for white slave owners to keep that's it right there. That's that look, that's it right there, along with this. Along with this right here, and how it's telling you how they was classifying Indians as Negroes according to bondage or whatever. That one, I got another one right here. This one tells you a lot about color. And hold on, I got another one right here. This one too. This was the one I was doing yesterday. That was pretty much saying about the 1790 right here, right here. Boom. This is what we've been. This is what we didn't understand. Right. We filling in the missing gaps to this shit. Okay. 1790. Omitting Indians not taxed. Distinguished free person. Now remember, free. We already know what free persons was, including those bond to the service from others living. It's an Indians living in the wild, generally meaning Plains Indian, meaning that that term didn't even exist at that time because they wasn't even across the plains. It's saying or reservations were not taxed, which they wasn't even living on reservations in 1790. It's saying, but those who were enumerated were recorded in all free columns on the census. All right. Now understand that. Understand what's going on now. Understand what's going on. So who would be the Indians that would be allowed to roam free? Hmm? Who would be the Indians that would be allowed to roam free in most cases? You tell me. Somebody tell me before we answer. Before fuck is this, man? Motherfuckers always calling me, man. Let me see something. Before I move forward, somebody in the chat room tell me who would be the Indians that was allowed to roam free in most cases. All right, unless they haven't been, unless they haven't been found or haven't been how you say colonized, because we already see what we know what the motherfucking okay, all right, bet, okay, all right, so we know, all right, so look, we know, we already know. I don't care. You can sit here and we could say we as tough as we is. These people came here and colonized us and got you wearing fucking Dockers and motherfucking boat shoes with fucking sweaters wrapped around your neck. All right, so that's how serious it is. Look, yeah, the pale face Indians. That's right. Look. But however it go, right? The end result is check this out, right? Check this out. At the end result of it is, it, say peace. Say I'm listening to you. That's right. All right. What's up? I'll be born here. All right. I'm born from here. So look. So now the end result of it is, the end result of it is you run around here with motherfucking tight ass Dockers on, some motherfucking purple socks, some boat shoes, and a motherfucking sweater tied around your neck. That's the end result of it. And a plaid shirt. That's the end result of it. You understand what I'm saying? That's the end result of it. And niggas correcting you for saying the word wrong. How about that? How about that? Okay? How about that? A nigga correcting you for not getting the English right, which you've been colonized by. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to this shit, right? Nigga will correct you. Nigga Streets of North, straight from North. That's what's up, all right? And look, nigga will correct skinny jeans. Exactly. Nigga will correct you for not getting English right. That's like a nigga smacking you in the head. Nigga, you supposed to say it like this. The master said this is how we supposed to say it. Right? Huh? You understand what I'm saying? And this is what the fuck is going on. Yeah, boat shoes, Dockers. You know what they are, Alboria. You know what they are. You know what I'm saying? The shit that women be trying to get niggas to convert to and shit. Like they go shopping for a nigga. They go buy 'em some motherfucking some. I mean, some women can shop for niggas, but for the most part, women go. They always try to casual them down. They ain't gonna go buy. Well, I guess if a woman thugged out, she might. But for the most parts, they try to casual them on out and shit. Yeah, English. Yes, indeed. And like I said, you went from motherfucking wearing bow and arrows to wearing motherfucking Docker hats, speaking the king. I mean Docker pants and pink and purple shirts. Okay. And trust me, I got a pink fucking polo in there. You know what I'm saying? Pink and purple shirts, beige khakis, and motherfucking Docker boat shoes and shit. Some boat shoes or some fucking casual joints. Or whatever. Niggas ain't even wearing Jordans like that. You know what I'm saying? Or wearing any type of, nigga ain't wearing no Vapor Max and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Stacey Adams. Yeah, I mean, you know what though? See, nowadays, man, these niggas don't know how to dress. Niggas don't ever have a suit in their closet, man. You know what I'm saying? Nigga don't even have a suit in their closet. And if you got a suit in your closet, you better have a dictionary in your house. I know people who house I've been in, they ain't got a dictionary in it. You know, fuck your phone. You need a hard copy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it all goes together. It all goes together. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice, you know what I'm saying? Have it go though, but fuck all that. But it went from that to that. But nonetheless, though, listen, major fine. Okay, major fine. Okay, colored people, Indians was classified as colored people, point blank. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all we need. Okay, that's all we need. And like I said, One more time. I'm gonna let it smack you in the side. I'm gonna smack you upside the head with it one more time. Now, why would they add since the beginning of the African slave trade? Okay, that's irrelevant. That ain't got nothing to do with if Indians was classified as motherfucking Negroes. That ain't got shit to do with it. You understand what I'm saying? That's all bullshit. Okay, since the beginning of the African slave trade, they just trying to say that with the they trying to say with the importation to Negroes here. If Indians don't look black and if Indians don't look like Negroes, then why are they being classified as them? You tell me. Hmm? You tell me. You tell me. You tell me. Because we know. So they made a class system for any non-white individual that was here prior to the Hart-Celler Act of 1965. Okay, I keep telling you guys that prior to the Hart-Celler Act of 1965, there was no immigrants coming over here like that, except maybe a few Haitians and a few Jamaicans. But for the most part, there was probably only primarily predominant people of, like, if you was from Africa, you had to be an educated African to come here. Not like the other motherfucker come. You got Africans come here, and that's another thing. Like I said, reparations should be paid by immigrants. That's it. That's it. That's the end of the story. We don't have to figure out. No. If you came here prior to, if you can't trace nobody before the Civil War, you can't get no land or no bag, especially here dealing with these people. Now, if you was in another country and that country decides to pass it out, then that's a totally different story. But as far as this situation here goes, you understand what I'm saying? As far as the situation here goes, because we gotta like I'm rallying for my brothers in Haiti, because you know what I'm saying, they need it. They need to get their bag or get the situation fixed over there or whatever. So you know what I'm saying, that's another part of the Americas. And same thing in Jamaica, same thing in the rest of the islands, same thing, shit, South America as well. You understand what I'm saying? So understand that. So look, listen, it's saying since the beginning of the African slave trade in America, many Native American persons have, unfortunately, to the detriment of the Indian heritage, were listed as black, mulatto, Negro. It's saying in order for white slave owners to keep an ample supply of slaves. Many blood Indians, this apply to you. Listen, this applies to you. Many blood Indians has lost a God-given heritage. Why? Due to slavery in southern, due to what? Why was slavery in southern states make many blood Indians lose their heritage? And why would these same Indians that's in these southern states be classified as black and mulatto and Negro? Why? So how many people are in the southern states that are motherfucking Indians that lost their God-given heritage due to slavery in the southern states? Now let that shit ponder. Let that shit marinate. This, like I said, man. Like I said, yo, listen. I mean, like I'm saying this shit with conviction. Like really, like understand this, okay? Many blood Indians have lost their God given heritage due to slavery in the southern states, in which approximately, they give you this small number, but it's more like 25 million. But anyway, we'll take it, 24,000 or more. Now, that's 24 or more. You know what I'm saying? Or more. Meaning the rest of them, like I said, is correcting you. The rest of the, it said, look, these are the people who were smart enough to claim it. 24,000 people were smart enough to go back and listen to either what their grandmother said or what the history was. And they looked at it and said, hold up, nah, stop playing. Let's stop playing. That's a black Indian there. Oh, he was an African. No. If who was the white man ain't an Indian? So Where is the Southeast Indians at? Oh, they classified as color. So let's round all the colored people up and let's take a look at them and see who's the Indian. You can't even find them because we all Indians now. How about that? How about that? They didn't round. They didn't put us all. They didn't put us all together. Let's say let's hypothetically speak and say, okay, they did bring the 380,000 Africans here. What the fuck is this? I don't know who the hell this is. Hold on one second. Let me answer this. Oh nah. I ain't answer. This my peoples. Nah, that's my peoples. My bad, y'all. I'm gonna head back later on. All right, I'm gonna send you a link, AP. Hold up. Let me send AP a link. Yo, I'm trying to tell y'all, like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, this is real shit. This is real time. This is shit that you can look up yourself. Okay? We doing this in real time. Okay? We is live doing this. It's not a recording. This is not a fucking. AP, I just sent you a link. This is not a recording. This is not a You know what I'm saying? Any of that shit. This is the real deal. Okay? Listen, I can keep saying this. I can just keep talking about these three sentences right here. You know what I'm saying? I can keep on talking about these three sentences before I even get down to the rest of the paragraph. This whole paragraph is one video itself right here. Not to mention when we got sources and accounts of other people to support this. Okay, see, we don't just want to find information. We want to be able to support the information as well. But most people, like I said, if you go to a lot of the colonial and historical records and all that, that is shit that was written in the past and couldn't be altered or fucked with. So we know that is right and exact. But as far as the brothers who can't get down there, who just doing frontline basic research according to, academia or the research accountability or, you know what I'm saying, that you have, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, like I said, man, you take a look at this, man. One more time. Many blood Indians has lost a God-given heritage due to slavery in southern states, in which approximately 24,000 or more, okay, okay, the or more are Negroes who's claiming to be Africans. Now, I'm not going to say well, then again, fuck it. I might as well say, shit, a lot of people ain't. But this is pertaining to us in North America right here. Garfield is a Jamaican, and Sinetta is half and half. He half Dominican, half black, or the rest of these niggas or whatever. Some of them niggas ain't even American Negro, so it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck they saying? Jabari, he from the Barbados. He could be one of our peoples. You know what I'm saying? He could be one of our peoples. Straight the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? He could be one of our people. Jabari look just like one of us, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say like to be funny or nothing like that. But, Sinetta shit. Sinetta look like my father a little bit. Like my father look a little a little bit more aged than him, but he a little darker than him. But Sinetta look favor my father a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? For the most part, we getting this from brothers who not even from North America that's telling you, because they're trying to ban and do hands across America and reach all the way to Africa and help Africa or help Africans off when Africans dominate the majority of people over there and they getting their ass whooped over there. You see them getting smacked all upside their heads and shit. At least you see one of us get fucked up. We gonna fight back. And we're going to die in the process of it. You see a lot of them from Africans over there, the white supremacy just be running up on them, fucking them, and they don't do shit. I'm keeping it 100. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. Fuck your feelings. If you don't like it, unsubscribe and sayonara. Goma star, fucking adios. What else? See you later. Don't come back. How about that? You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, fuck that. It said many blood Indians has lost a God-given heritage due to slavery in southern states. Now, why would slavery in southern states fuck up many real Indians? Why? Is it maybe because that they did create a secret society, which we already thought was dastardly, but now we figure out that this secret society is all mixed up in the motherfucking Cherokees. You understand what I'm saying? Like this shit gets better and better. That's why, look, man, you ain't got to worry about me stop making no video. As long as you guys understand, this is not for entertainment. Okay, this is not for entertainment. Go tell your college professors. Go tell your motherfucking whoever, the people who doubt you, the people who deny this shit. Take a Snapchat. Take a snapshot, a screenshot of this little passage right here and keep it. They keep it. This is from her ancestry. This is somebody writing this, okay? But whoever the fuck writing this got the damn sense. It's right here. This is Tuscarora. It's a North Carolina Tuscarora viewpoints. It was posted 2013, 10 a.m. All right. It's saying American Indians of blood classified as black, Negro, or mulatto on census records. Okay. Now, like I said, as you read it, it tells you many blood Indians has lost a God-given heritage due to slavery in the southern states, in which approximately 24,000 or more full-blood American Indians of color, men, women, and children alike, was forced. Hold up, you gave it up. No, was forced. No, you signed some papers. No, was forced. All I gotta do is change this. No, was forced. Okay? By white slave owners to take part in slavery. And with that travesty starting from the first census ever taking in, American Indians were falsely listed on all census records as Negroes, black, and mulattoes. That is 1790. And how many of us are now classified as African Americans? All of them. All of them. All of the Indians that was classified as black. And they gonna try to, if you present this to somebody, they gonna be, oh, well, it was only a small majority. I got numbers and receipts to prove this. Cause you want to show me your proof outside of show me your proof outside of what you heard. Okay, you heard this. Now prove it to me. Show me documentation that someone said this. Show me documentation that someone said it was only 5,000 to something Indian. You show me. I didn't see documentation saying that. But when I see documentation saying 2 to 6 million or more, I'm like, oh, now I'm starting to think like, oh, what you mean or more? What you mean or more? So you're telling me that because they're only telling you they bought 10 million so-called Africans here. They tell you 12 million, but they saying only 10,000, 700,000 and some odd made it. Okay. So they saying here that 6 million so-called. So it was 6 million Indians enslaved here in North America, right? Six. So let's do the math. Let's do the numbers on it. 6 million Indians that was enslaved here in America, right? With the fact that you also had people at that time who were still motherfucking free. Okay. Now, according to them, they bought 10 million Africans here, okay? Which they distribute them along Brazil, among the Caribbean islands, among North America, Canada, and parts of South America, according to them. According to them. So you would be see, every time my damn phone rings, shit throw me off. So you would be compelled to think that every time you seen a Negro on this land, that he or she was from the African blood. But remember, they saying Negro blood. But we found out that Negro blood was just anybody who was in bondage. So they saying that no, these people wasn't in bondage, so we can't call them a Negro, even though that they still fit the characteristics, got the physiognomy, and got the wait. Listen, the gig is up, man. The gig is up. It's over with. 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 We got we got archaeologists that's telling you they found Negroes here, and they was the first Americans. We got people telling you that West African culture is similar to Southeast Indian culture. Okay, then at the same breath, they're telling you, oh, when Verrazano came here, he seen people that looked like Africans. Or was a color rustic. Rustic is dark brown, reddish brown. Okay, and they go on and on and on with the stories. It goes on and on with the articles. It goes on and on with this. Now, the final dagger in the motherfucking in this whole thing is the fact that they was classifying motherfucking and just like listen. This is what I always thought when I first seen the numbers, and when I first seen the Indian article. Okay, I first seen the Indian article. The Indian article says 6 million. So I'm thinking to myself, hold up. All right, 6 million. So then I had to start pondering, okay, so if they were sending them to the islands, then obviously they had to have some type of either them was their people that was stationed out there and they was united, or they had some type of connection. They was just trading these people or whatever. But you know that they was British speaking people, so that you know that these was the same people, right? So once they start sending people out there, they're telling you that they're bringing Negroes back. But we know now that the word Negro just means in bondage, or the word a person that was enslaved. You understand what I'm saying? It later on started applying to people of that color. They started applying that to the fact that you was black. And we don't understand what the word Negro means. They try to say, oh, well, black or brown. Or no, 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 no. That means a person that's in bondage. You understand what I'm saying? That's why they make up terms for, that's why they wasn't calling them Maroons Negroes. You understand what I'm saying? Why didn't they say, oh, the Maroons was Negroes? Why didn't they say that? Why did they directly call them Maroons? Because it stems from the word maroonage, meaning to set one free. Okay, see, like I said, we doing research here. This is not a motherfucking game. This is not no competition. This is not no game. This is about us getting liberated. Okay, okay. I mean, listen. If you want to go to Africa and go eat a rat on a stick, you know, I mean, and you can go embrace some of the other beautiful people of the culture. Because like I said, I talked to a lot of Africans, man. And a lot of them is cool people, man. Real talk. I speak to a lot of African brothers, and a lot of them is very cool people. Now, outside of that, don't forget that they are here for employment, so they will sell you down the river. But other than that, though, just like any other person that you speak to here that's living in a euphoria or euphoria, or what's the other word? Navaria. They when motherfucking immigrant come to America, they be in Navaria and shit. They be like, yo, they just have a high. They don't need to get high off no drugs. What? I can work as many jobs as I can in 24 hours. They be in a euphoria. Oh, I can look just I can get the same thing that the Negro got. See, before when I was coming up, the only way that you was able to look like us if you was a tough guy. You couldn't be a soft guy dressing like the tough guys. And all the tough guys and all the people who was cool, or now everybody's cool. Even though the wackest, corniest motherfucker could throw on a pair of Jordans and could learn a few slangs from TV and come around you and blend in and you won't even know. And you done been infiltrated. And this is the same way how you get these other niggas who do this, these infiltrated rappers, like I believe 21 Savage was an infiltrated rapper. I don't know. Niggas saying Nipsey Hussle. I don't know. Okay. But I believe that the brother was trying to do some good work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people look at Dr. Sabi video. I've been listening to Dr. Sabi since fucking 2000 and fucking what, 9 or 2008. Like really, like I mean, I was listening because I was going to school for nutrition. I was in holistic. I was into holistic practitioners and all that. You know what I'm saying? I found Dr. Sabi first. Then I found Alayla Africa, where I got three. No, I got two. I'm about to do the next, his new course or whatever, as far as holistic and naturopathic practitioner or whatever though. But that's I found Dr. Alayla Africa through Dr. Sabi. And I fuck with Alayla Africa. Alayla Africa is my motherfucking man. And he know me. Like when last time I seen him, he was at Brother Rich. Brother Rich had a lecture and I was there. And I seen him and his wife Melody, and I was telling him, nigga, we indigenous to this land. He's like, my grandmother used to say that all the time. This is what he told me out his motherfucking mouth. Dr. Alayla Africa. My grandmother was a period. He told me he said my grandmother was an Indian. He told me this out his mouth. Okay. So like I said, man, the gig is up, bro. Everybody know. We know. We know the Indians was classified as color. We know it was already black people here. Yeah, my phone is going off the hook. I don't know who that is. It might be the agents. I don't know. But yeah, but just remember, just keep this in mind. Like I said, this is real. This is for love. Out of love to you guys, man. Like I said, it's saying unfortunately to the detriment of Indian heritage, was listed as black, mulatto, or Negro in order for white slave owners to keep an ample supply of slaves. Many blood Indians have lost a God given heritage due to slavery in southern states, in which approximately 24,000 or more full blood American Indians of color, men, women, and children, was forced by white slave owners to take part in slavery. And with that travesty starting from the first census, 1790, two columns, white and black, taking in American Indians was falsely listed on all, on some, no, all. Only one, no, all. Maybe just one column, no, all of the census records as Negroes, blacks, or mulattoes. An era, which was passed down from generation to generation to present. Till you get roots, you get the House of Consciousness, and you get Pan African that was brought to you by yours truly, the fucking CIA. Okay? So, if you don't know you're Indian and don't know why you can't find it on the census record stating this, it's because the white census taking begin instructed to ignore Indian heritage. I showed you 4 articles stating this, and paint most of the southern states in America. Look, listen. No wonder why you can't find no Indians in the southern states. Listen, white census takers begin being instructed to ignore Indian heritage and paint mostly southern states. Okay, didn't I show you 14 states yesterday that they did it all in? And paint mostly southern states in America with either black or white population. Period. 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 That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That right there. That's it. That's it. That's it right there. I don't need to go no further. We don't need to do nothing. We need to take this shit right here and go. I mean, whatever, man. I mean, like I said, at least at the minimum, at least request some land or request something, man, because this show you all of the Indians of the Southeast, where all these people at, whether you're in Virginia, South Carolina, especially the South. The South, no wonder why the South is so racist, because they came here hating Indians. They already was told these motherfuckers don't like, these are Indians. But now that they already told you that once you was in The European population, you was classified as color. That's it. That's it, man, my dude. That's it. Now I understand it all. I don't, like I said, I don't even need to go no further with this video. I don't even need to go no further with this video. I don't need to know anything else. I'm keeping it 100. We're saying yeah. We know they the house of cons, man. But like I said, well, what do you guys think about this? You tell me what you guys think about this. Please tell me. This, I mean, real quick before I go further, should I go further? Man, we already got enough evidence, man. This ain't about no making no documentary to try to get motherfuckers to donate or nothing like this. This is for you guys, man. Whether you guys donate, like I said, I'm gonna still get mine done because this had a bigger purpose. Okay, I have a much bigger purpose. So you know what I'm saying. For the most part, it's just about pushing, keep making people comment and seeing this information out there. So, like I said, there you have it right there. There you have it right there. I mean, what more? What more do you wanna know? You know what I'm saying? Like real talk. Like what more do you want to know? You are Indian, okay? You're classified as colored. The colored people was segregated in the South. Okay, right? Wasn't the colored people segregated in the South? Maybe I'm like I'm using that information. Was the colored people segregated in the South? Yes or no? Hmm? Hmm? Was the colored people segregated? But see what the thing is that most people are brainwashed and they think it was more Africans brought here. They didn't need people to build these colonies like that. They was using white slaves to build the colonies or indentured servants. You came at another cause. You came because they wanted your land and you was part of the land. So like he said, like Andrew Jackson said, he said there's only two things I can do with the people in the South: either exterminate them or assimilate them. Now once you assimilated, what was your classification? Hmm? What was your classification once they assimilated you? Please tell me. Please tell me. Please tell me. Because it was only two classifications. So you tell me. We get that out of Andrew Jackson mouth on in the Kittiwah Society. Do I need to go to the page and show you guys this? When he say this, matter of fact, you know what? Because we like to bring tickets here, man. I'm on 106. I'm gonna start from 106. Let's go back to 30. Let me see. Because motherfuckers don't be believing. People come on here with PhDs and they trying to challenge motherfuckers. Now listen, hold up. Look, listen, look, right here. Okay, now look, let's use our brain. Okay, let's use our brain right here. Okay, this is 1818. Andrew Jackson, they was doing this before 1818, so you already know what time it is. Okay, and matter of fact, my shit touch screen, so I can open it up like that. So check it out. Look, in 1818, Andrew Jackson pondered the Indian question and concluded that one or two things must be done with the Indians: either that the son of the forest, those sons of the forests, should be mortalized or exterminated. Humanity would rejoice at the former, but shrink with the horror from the latter. The Devil's Punch Bowl, where the Nazi in Natsat, Louisiana, they was murdered, okay? From the horror from latter. He decided that civilization was the only hope and that it would put into those children the primer and the hoe. And they will not. So he gave the children. Remember, let's see something. Let's see something. Watch this. Check this out. Let me show y'all something. Let's see something. Y'all want to see something? You want to see how fucking much I do research? Huh? Do you want to see how much I do fucking research? How much? You want to see how serious this shit is? Huh? Hmm? Do you? Do you understand? Do you understand? I don't think you understand. Look, these are fucking Negroes, okay? These are Negroes, okay? I don't think you guys understand the research that the God do. Look, look. Oh, what did Andrew Jackson say about the Indian slaves? He said he decided that civilization was the only hope and that it would put into their children the primer and the hoe, and they will naturally, in time, take hold of the plow. Take hold of what? What the fuck is you talking about? Attaching this one? Hold up. What are you talking about? Hold up. Take hold of the what? Take hold of the what? The what? The plow and the hoe? The hoe? The plow? What? Huh? Huh? What did Andrew Jackson say? Mortalize or exterminate? What did he say about the children? They would take the primer and the hoe, and they will naturally in time take hold of the plow, and their minds will be enlightened and expand. The Bible will be their fucking book. Who fucking book is the Bible? Because I don't see no Indians running around here. He's saying it was a lot of them. So you will see a lot of motherfucking Indians running around here that's fucking Christians. Come on, the gig is up, man. It's like, look, man, the gig is up. The gig is up. It's over with, man. It's over with. And add that with this. Yeah, I forgot my shit was touchscreen. I've been on this damn desktop so long. And add that with this right here, my dude. It's saying, yo, like I said, you can't make this shit up, y'all. You cannot make it up. You can't make it up. You cannot make this shit up, y'all. Okay? You cannot make this shit up. Now, what? One more time, real quick, before I go into the kitchen, because I'm gonna rock out probably for about an hour or so. Let me see something. I mean, did you guys like no sound? Okay, y'all. What? Hold up. Can y'all hear me? Okay, yeah. I mean, but do you guys understand what the fuck they did, man? Do you understand what they did, yo? Like really, like I mean, like really, when you really understand this shit, do you understand what they did? Okay, I'm good. He said, nah, I can't hear you. I can nah. He said, nah, I hear you. Okay. Do you understand, man? Like really. You understand, y'all. That's right. Lies don't last forever. That's right. 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 All right. So one more time before we move on, y'all. One more time before, 'cause like I said, just one more time. Okay, you gonna break this shit down in videos. You show people. Need to go find people and let them know. Now look, this is coming out the president mouth himself. 1818. Andrew Jackson pondered the Indian question. Now remember, this is after the Chickamauga War, after the Revolutionary War, when you had people who were fighting against the Americans. They knew what tribes was fighting against the Americans, and they was coming for them. That's why they was tracking down the Seminoles in Florida, because they knew that they could not survive if these people remained free. Now listen to this. 1818. Andrew Jackson pondered the Indian question and concluded that two things must be done with the Indians. Either those sons of the forest should be mortalized or exterminated. Humanity would rejoice at the former, but shrink with the horror from the latter. He decided that civilization was the only hope and that it would put into their children the primer, the hoe, and they will naturally look the primer, the primer, the hoe, and they will naturally look at this shit, y'all. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. That's why I'm gonna start doing videos for my desk, my laptop, cause I got a touchscreen laptop. So look, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I learned from the best. I learned from the best. You understand what I'm saying? I learned from the best. Now, like I said, you know what I'm saying? Look, that they would take what? The primer and the hoe, and their minds will become enlightened and expand. The Bible will be their books. They will grow in habit and morality and industry. Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z is saying, leave the chase to those whose minds are less cultivated. The savages that they consider to be savages, such as the young savages that's in Chicago, if them young savages even exist, if it ain't the hand of a militia group running around with black masses on doing it. So I don't want to just automatically give a savage as a term of a destination for some young brothers. You understand what I'm saying? But it says it's saying chase to those whose minds are less cultivated and become useful members of society. Hold up. With the help of the churches, Johnson plan came slowly to fruition. And what was the end result of it? What was the end result? To the detriment of the Indian heritage was listed as black, mulatto, and Negro in order for white slave owners to keep an ample supply of slavery. Many blood Indians have lost their God-given rights. Why they lost their God-given rights? Because Andrew Jackson gave you two motherfucking options. Even mortalize and civilize, or extermination. Which one did you want to take? Hmm? If you ain't balls like your ancestor, you would have took the extermination. But nonetheless, though, I mean, you know, you'll take the check. You'll take the check. You'll take the check. The shiny suits. The three dances with one got syphilis, one got crabs, and one got herpes and shit. And them will be your background, your backup dances and shit. And you'll have the shiny suit on. Meanwhile, your ancestors fought to they fucking was obliterated or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you took the check and took the bag. And you took the perm, and you took the fucking face powder that they be powdering people's faces with and shit like before they do a shoot. You understand what I'm saying? Look. Yo, listen, for real. You know what I'm saying? Either look, listen. You got two choices, y'all. Mortality, meaning mumble rappers, Jordans, motherfucking tight pants, loving hip hop, and a constant confusion, or extermination, which I'm trying to take the middle road because I'm trying to do some other shit. Okay, it's saying Indians were forced to enslave their own families to the else. It's saying, and that's right. Come on, man. Listen, my dude, Ellie J, man. Come on, bro. That's right. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know how niggas be like, yo, you know how niggas just be saying that's a fact on everything? That's a fact right there, Eli J. It's a motherfucking fact. It's a motherfucking fact. That's right. Yo, you gotta laugh from keeping from crying, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? Like that song, Invaders, he said, who the fuck? He said, all this time I've been lost. Vessel trapped in this sea. Meaning your motherfucking, they've been trading your motherfucking ass through commerce. You know what I'm saying? Maritime law or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? I heard that shit. I said, my God. God damn. I said, you know what I'm saying? That brother ain't got no gold on. That brother ain't got no motherfucking shiny suits on or none of that shit, and that shit is hard. And I'll put that shit up next to any other joint that will represent us, especially a nigga like Kenya Lamar. He ain't making no shit like that. But nonetheless, though, like I said, man, you had two options, okay? And that's it. Now you know where the Southeast Indians is at and where they've been at, okay? Now you know where they at, okay? Now we gonna read what they did towards the end of the Civil War. So let's go to back to 106 because we still got some understanding to do with this because this right here plays a big part and it has a part where they talk about Reconstruction. So I'm gonna be talking during the Reconstruction part too. So I was gonna actually do it today, but I said nah, I want to wait till I do this whole get done with this whole thing. All right, so now we're going to show you the Mason side of this shit. All right, let me close it up a little bit. Now we gonna see the Mason side of this shit. Since you niggas, ooh, the Masons, ooh, and you know some niggas be like, oh, all Masons not bad. Nah, I know all Masons not bad. I know you have some lodges that now everybody is so misled to the point to where, you know, now it ain't like the crime is in itself the teachings of false teachings and not giving the people the right information. Okay, look, give me 1 second, y'all. Just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I promise I will not be long. All right, y'all. I'm back. So now we're gonna get into this shit. All right. So we on page 6, slavery in Cherokee Nation, the Kittiwah Society, and we're going to get a little bit into the Cherokee Confederates. All right. Now, listen, one thing we learned the other day from learning about the so-called black slave owners, right? That we learned that a lot of black slave owners, and like I said, remember this shit is like a 6 degrees of separation type of bill, because understand it. Even when you talk about the black Indians, right? Okay. Oh no. Okay. The black slave owners. What was they classifying Indians as? Black. Okay, so we can easily we ain't got to make the assumption, we already know. But if you presenting this to an individual, these are the questions that the individual gonna have. And you can easily just point it out, just write an exact and just show them. And like I said, it's self. If you cannot understand this with all of this information that we was already hearing on here, then listen, go stick your head under a fucking rock, man, and just, you know, I mean, you should be watching SpongeBob. You shouldn't be watching no adult programs. You know what I'm saying? You should be sitting in there with the fucking children and shit. You know, watching SpongeBob and whatever the new fucking shows are today. All right. If you cannot understand that they classify first, they enslaved the people. Then once you was in bondage, you was called a Negro or colored. When you were freed, then you will become a free person of colored. Okay. No time that they was calling us, they weren't even calling us black. They never called us black as an official term. Black is used like as a status thing. Like they don't. That's the reason why when they classify you, most of the time they classify you as colored, but they try to clear up the color shit by saying, "Oh, if we let them stay colored, that we know down the line, they're going to connect the colors to the Indians because the Indians are classified as colored. Oh man, we need to change this shit, man. Oh yeah, yeah. All right, African Americans. At least that would distinguish them from the rest of the fucking even the other colored Indians, and then we will have an excuse when you ask that question. Oh, why them Indians over there look like that? Then they will have they covered this shit up good, y'all. And I'm just telling you, man, they cover this shit up good. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. And what did Andrew Jackson say he can use? Hmm? What did he say he was going to use? What do people confide? Who do people confide with when they go through hard times? They're fucking pastors in the church, right? Hmm? What else did the church do? Oh, they propagandize abortions, even though that they supposed to be working for the Most High. Hmm? Hmm? What did Martin Sager say? Get a good, get a couple of good preacher men. And this is why I start thinking that they started paying them through the 501c3 so they can control them, so they can use them. So anytime they need any type of propaganda material to go through, they just send a memo through all of the fucking churches, and because they're 501c3 and they get money from the fucking Catholic Church, then they have to answer to it. Okay, so like I said, it is all connected to all of this shit that we reading up now. Freemasonry, all of this shit, and it's all dealing with all of this stuff that we getting into. So, like I said, man, we about to get into. I just want to just drink some more of this coffee before I go. Let me see what you guys saying in the chat room. Real quick, I got probably a couple minutes, man. Talk real quick in the chat room. Let me see what's going on. That's right, human origins is in America. That's a motherfucking physic. AAP, I sent you the link a long time ago, man. You ain't get it? I don't even know if AP ever ain't coming. You saying according to who? Lewis? Who is that? Let me see something. Who the fuck is that? Um, Lewis. So hold up. So Insano. What did you say about him saying that the origins it was in America? Blue, what's good? What's good to everybody in the chat room, by the way? Okay, all right. You said Cormel. Okay, all right. Cormel got a video about it. Okay, all right, all right. I gotta check that out then. Yeah, but also Michael Creemore make talk about that shit in ancient and forbidden archaeology. You know what I'm saying? He talks about that. He talks about that in forbidden archaeology. A lot of people don't know that neither. Let me see. All right, sell out as preachers. That's right. That's right. That's right. What did Andrew Jackson say after that? Like I said, like I said, man, I'm just amazed of what they really did. That I ain't know that this shit was this intricate, man. I didn't know that the motherfucking plot was this intricate. I really did not know. I mean, it kind of sends chills, but fuck it, we working with the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I mean, at the end of the day, peace. What's up, Libra son? Mm-hmm. Peace, Cliff Tiff, Cherokee Tole, peace. All right. Peace, Ghost, my brother. All right. Yeah, man. I mean, yo, like, yeah, them niggas sold us out, bro. Them niggas sold us out. That's why they listen, the colored people are Indians, man. Okay? The colored people are Indians, my dude. They can't prove. They can't. And that right there, they know that. So they shouldn't even be given. That's why I think Obama didn't get a Freeman a hard time because he was probably scared that the Freeman was going to wake the rest of people up. So therefore, he said, what's that book from American? Americana. That book is from Slavery in the Kitawa. I mean, Slavery in Cherokee Nation, the Kitawa Society. The author of the book name is Patrick N. Manges or some shit like that. And he has a lot of work on this topic, y'all. I was looking it up last night because I was trying to do another search for him and I could not find him. We gotta get him. We gotta get him on here. We got to. I'm talking about really. This book is phenomenon, man. He did a phenomenal, even though he put enough things in there to let you know black people was here. He put enough information, enough code word for anybody who already know what we talking about, that it was black people here. Okay, he put enough information into that book. You know what I'm saying? Um, that's why I keep reading from it, because the shit is phenomenal. Like really, it helped me understand more about the Civil War. Because like even the Forgotten Cause of Civil War, that book is $1,500, man. I got pieces of it. I don't have the whole thing, but I've heard people do lectures on it, and that was one of the peace, chief. I mean, Empress. That was one of the books that kind of the the video. I'm sorry if I'm chewing your name up. You know I got problems with English, but peace, DC Carter with D Carter. Yeah, but yeah, stupid word, Civil War. Yeah. We could say it is a stupid word, but for the most part, that's the word that they're using. But mm, genealogy sketches by. I'm gonna look that up when I get done with this. What is the name of the book? The book is Slavery. Well, no, that article is from Ancestry.com. Somebody posted this shit. Okay, but it's right on time because guess what? It ain't just we don't just got that. See, it would just be funny if we just had one person saying that. But we got three, we got another article right here telling you what they did, how the people who was not taxed and was distinguished free people of color. Yo, the gig is up, man. We got enough information right here, man. We got enough information right here because where do these people find this shit at? That all everybody agree or people have is the most common. And then you got this right here that's telling you. This is telling you right here, my dude. It says, look, check this out. 1770, committed to prison of York, a Negro boy who says he is free and was born in Indian town on Pamunkey River. It's saying York's identity as an Indian influenced his servitude. Okay, so they telling you it was motherfucker. They saying that the word Negro is a term dealing with servitude, my dude. Mm-hmm. Dealing with straight servitude. So they was enslaving Indians. All the Indians was Negroes then. I said it's not no look, listen to this. Look, right here, it tells you the same thing right here. Prince George County, runaway. It's saying from subscriber Monday the 9th, a Negro fella named Frank of a yellow complexion, his wife among Indians in Indian territory in Pamunkey River. Come on, man, the gig is up. These people been hiding this shit for us for a long time, my dude. For a long time. Look, 1772, right? Now this is well before the Civil War. I mean, Civil War. No, this is well before the Civil War, right? Mm. And before the 1790 census. It's saying committed to jail of Slory County, a Negro man whose name is Tom, and that he belongs to Benjamin Clemens. Oh, he belonged to Benjamin Clemens. Appeared to be of Indian breed. Now, at the bottom in quotations, it say a person right here. You want me to open it up for you? Look, right here. It say a person, right? We right here. You see what they say? You want me to highlight the whole motherfucking thing for you guys? If you ain't understanding what the hell we talking about at this point in time, committed to jail a Negro man who say his name is Tom Clemens of Sussex appeared to be of Indian breed. Okay? Well, no, I think they said he is. He belonged to Benjamin Clemens. Sorry, but they say he appeared. So why would they get an obviously man who they calling a Negro and saying he appeared to be Indian breed? Come on, they lying about all of it. Look, like the same thing right here. It go on and on and on. It's a whole bunch of them, and then I got a whole list of them right here. Look, I got all of them right here. This is the same reading of this, but it's even more. It's more counts. That's why I say it's so many of them on here. I need to condense this shit. I need to copy and paste this and put it in my own PDF because look, I'm going for days. And it's all accounts of the same situation that we just was talking about. This one right here is only, this is not even long. Look, this is not even long. Look how long this one is though, my dude. Look how long this one is. My peoples, look. This is the same fucking article. This one's just longer. Look, check this out. Look, right here. They say, will of Tom Cook to wife Margaret Cock, a mulatto woman, Betty, and son of Harry and Daniel. It's saying James, the Negro and slave. It's saying and slaves. That is Jack White and Indian Ma with Mingo. It say Tom to son James, an Indian girl Hannah. It's saying daughter Elizabeth, an Indian girl. Okay, now it's telling you right here, it's saying that basically they had an Indian girl. I don't know how what the pounds is, but some of it is kind of like you can't understand it, but some of it is pretty self-explanatory what the fuck they was doing. You understand what I'm saying? They telling you a lot of these people was Indians, man. They was just classified as Negroes according to their servitude, man. And that's what I'm saying. That the gig is up, man. The gig is up, man. Sorry, gig is up. All right, so boom, let's go on. Let's get with this. On early July, when a company of Stan Whitey, remember Stan Whitey is a motherfucking cracker who had some Negro in him or whatever, but he was I guess, the leader of the Confederates. I believe so. They're saying Stan White. Now remember, you got blacks or other Indians that was classified as colored who was in favor of the Confederates and in favor of keeping people enslaved. At first, the Confederates wasn't a evil or a bad thing. Okay, the Confederates was originally in the South. That was something. That's why you see the article of Confederates, all this stuff talking about Confederates, and all of the stuff talking about Confederates dealing with Indians. So that was something pertaining to the Indians. But they took it because the Europeans do like they always do. They fucking chop and screw shit to the point to where you see it, you think that they was the one doing it. Okay? So attempted to rise the Confederate flag over the Cherokee Nation. Okay, now why would they rise the Confederate flag over the Cherokee Nation? Okay, it's saying they were met with opposition by loyal members of the Kiowa Society. This group is understood to be in favor of the government, at least when a half breed at Weber's Fall raised a section flag. The Pins turned out to haul. The Pins are the indigenous ones, okay? And the half breeds are the ones, the John Rosses and all the other people you see, all right? It's saying, and were only stopped by the superior force. It's saying they retired swearing that it shall yet be done. It rise killers. Senator William Doublehead and 15 conservatives confronted the large force of Confederate Cherokees. It's saying these desperados, they calling them desperados, and their friends made attempts to rise a rebel standard in the Cherokee Nation. On each several occasions, the loyal populace either prevented the raising of the flag or tore it down when it was raised and dispersed those making the treasonable demonstrations. Okay? Bloodshed was only narrowly averted by an intervention of John Drew, a member of Ross family and a person who was well respected by both parties. Ross wrote to Drew and Joseph Van, Cherokee Live 21, of the incident. We regret very much indeed to hear about the difficulties of a serious nature exist in your neighborhood. It's saying between some of the half breeds and the full breeds, Cherokees, which we have been informed. It said we have been informed may be. And now, at this point in time, you only hear about two people. Okay, you're only really hearing about Europeans and you're hearing about so-called Indians. Now, if you don't have the identity of the Indians at this point in time, then I don't know what to tell you, but we already know the Southeast Indians are us. So this is our people, okay? We just was led by a fucking half breed or one of these Europeans, all right? So it's saying there is no reason we should split up. It's saying and become involved in the internal strife and violence on the account of a political condition of the states. We should really have nothing to do with them, but remain quiet and observe those relations of peace and friendship toward all of the people of the states imposed by our treaties. Okay. It's saying August 15, 1861, the Cherokee Executive Council met to resolve that no, resolved that a meeting of the Cherokee people should be held for the purpose of harmonizing their views in support of the common good and remove the false allegations to the opinions of the full blood Cherokees on the subject of slavery and their sentiments towards the white and half breed citizens. In another part of the Indian Territory, the loyal Muskot met in council a few days later and declared a treaty arranged with Pike. Okay, Albert Pike is said to be illegal, and the office of the chief vacant. It said they appointed San Harjo as principal chief. No sooner was Harjo appointed chief by the loyalist Muskot, it said then a bounty of $1,000 was placed on his head by the Confederate Cherokee. Look, and he probably was a full-blooded Indian, and they put a bounty on his head. Look, mm, mm, mm. Listen, no point we reading this are we hearing that they put a bounty on none of these Indians or none of these chiefs' head, right? But they put a bounty on his head because he probably was a Negro or he probably was a melanated. I ain't gonna say a Negro, sorry, because we need to get that shit. We need to get that shit right. He probably was a copper colored Aborigine. Okay, he's saying no sooner than that they put a bounty on his head. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's saying in late August, sensing that the situation was becoming desperate, it's saying Sans Harjo and Apol Yahola. I like that name, Yahola. Nigga, Yahola is saying wrote to the president Abraham Lincoln requesting assistance. Now look, these are Indians writing the president. Listen to this shit. Mm. Now I write to the president, our greater fathers who removed us to our present homes and made treaties, and you said that in our new homes we should be defended from all interference from all any persons, and that no white people in the whole world should ever molest us. It's saying, and should we be injured by anybody, you should come with your soldiers and punish them. It's saying, but now the wolf has come. Men who are strangers tend our soil. Our children are frightened, and our mothers cannot sleep for fear. This is our situation. When we made our treaty at Washington, listen to this shit, y'all. It's saying you assured us. Mm-mm-mm. Our children should laugh around our houses without fear, and we believe you. It said, once we were at peace, our great fathers were always near and stood between us and danger. We, his children, want to be so again, and want no, I'm sorry, I can't, like, I don't know, this fine. I need to open this up. My bad, y'all. Let me get that right. All right here. All right, saying we as children want to be so again, and we want you to send us word what to do. It's saying we do not hear from you, and we send a letter. We pray to answer it. It's saying your children want to hear your word and feel that you do not regret them. I am at Washington when you no when you treated us no when you treated with us, and now white people are trying to take our people away to fight against you, and no, to fight against us and you. I am alive. I will remember the treaty. My eyes are open and my memory is good. Y'all hear that shit? Okay. Now look, this all shit leading up towards the Civil War, y'all. Now you see. Now you see why Lincoln sent the troops. Mm. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all had to start smoking again, y'all. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't smoke cigarettes, but we had to. Like, really, like, this shit right here give you anxiety, man. Like, like, for real. Like, I mean, just really digging down and deep with this shit like this, and seeing like how they was changing the classifications and why they changed the class. Now you know why they changed the classifications, my dude. Now you know why. Now you know why. You understand? And you know what this whole thing was about. Land grab everywhere. Shit still going on to this very day. People getting their land taken. You hear people complaining about, man, they took my land, or they trying to get me. Even they trying to get you out of the motherfucking apartment that you rent. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even about land no more, because you ain't got no land. Now the little motherfucking tenant apartment you got in tenement or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They trying to get you up out of there to build. Everything is going to be commerce. It's going to be people living outside the corporations, homeless everywhere. Everywhere you hear, oh, we trying to bring jobs. So economics means you're going to build shit, and you're going to bring in more pollution and more all this other shit that's going to come along with it. To the point to where it's going to be like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess at some point in time, there's enough land to where you could put places around like corporations, like, you know, one town, let's say for example, right, if you was, let's say, if you had your own town, right, so the town resources would be the stuff that the town has. So it would be, if you got fast food or soul food places, all of that would put back into the economy. Plus, if you had, like, let's say if you had investments, let's say if we was to get some type of redress of grievances with land, you could build, like, you know what I'm saying, like stores, like franchises, and them franchises can be residual back into the community. You know what I'm saying? That's one way it can be done. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, though, and it can support, it can be jobs, and then the people who live in that community will be spending back into the community, just like you see now in all these other communities. When you go to these communities, white communities, that's how they got it set up. But it's so many other people involved in the commerce. That's the problem. You got Chinese, Indian, because a lot of these Taco Bells and Popeyes and shit's owned by Indians. So, you know, they put up a lot of them places and shit, and it's not just one person just getting money no more. The white man is at the top getting the money, but he got all of his minions, which is these immigrants, all with their hands and everything, and they are the people that all of the money go back to. Meanwhile, you leave with a fucking 50-cent sandwich that you paid $10 for and whatever, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then people money go back to their country, and you know what I'm saying, and you're stuck with a promise of a fucking pastor or some fake ass senator who is another form of a pastor and shit that's just selling you dream. Oh yeah, we got to do studies on reparation. What studies need to be done? We know what was done. We just did it. We don't need to do no studies. We don't need to do no studies. You ain't doing no studies by now, whatever. Then that's on y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to just start figuring out who are, because you know who was here. If you got the last name Jackson, obviously you got descendants who was here when Andrew Jackson was here. You got the last name Jefferson. Obviously, you have descendants when Thomas Jefferson was here. If you got the last name Lee, which that's my last name, that's come from Robert E. Lee. Okay, so people in Georgia and in the South over there, a lot of people had the last name Lee. You understand what I'm saying? And that could have been as a result of Robert E. Lee. You know what I'm saying? So you know where you get these last names. You know how far your name go back in this land. If your people was here before the Civil War, then more than likely you are the fucking Indian. No, no, ain't no more likely than 99.9.9.9.9.9999999% you are the American Indians who've been classified as colored. Okay, so let's continue. All right, so on August 10th, 1861, the first military engagement in Indian territory occurred at Wilson Creek in southwestern Missouri. In this battle, Stan Whitey, Confederate Cherokee regime, fought a great vigor, and the Union forces took a terrible beating. Whitey troops became an esteemed force in the Confederate Army, and the tide of feeling was being swept towards the Confederate. The situation of those loyal to the government seemed quite desperate. It's saying, I sometimes hear rejoicing on the part of the northern people that these tribes are sending, because they say that such violations of treaties will lose them their land. With beauty and fertility have long been admired by the western farmers. They said, I have been 12 years among the tribes, and I know full blood to loyal to the government, that the government is bound by treaties to protect these nations, to keep up forts for those purposes. The agents who hold commission from Mr. Lincoln and say, and go to Montgomery and have Jeff Davis endorse them. Show a faith in the issue that is not lost upon the Indians. All right, so Confederate Cherokees. On August 20th, 1861, Friends of John Ross was a alliance with the Confederate was imminent, and whether it would be permanent. He replied, we are in a situation of a man alone upon a low, naked spot of ground. It's saying with the water rising all around him. The tide carries him away in its mad course, a drifting long, but refusing it. No, I'm sorry, drifting long, saying, but refusing it him. I don't know. This wording is starting to get weird. Saying, but no, I'm sorry. By refusing it, he is doomed, a doomed man, by seizing hold of. Hold on, let me take a break for a minute, y'all. Let me take a break. I'm sorry to make too many mistakes. All right, let me start that over. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, so boom. Saying we are in a situation of a man standing alone upon a low, naked spot of ground, with the water rising all around him. The tide carries him. Okay, it's saying in a mad course of drifting log, on a drifting log. It's saying by refusing it is a doomed man. He is a doomed man by seizing hold of it. He has a chance for his life. He can but perish in effort and and he may be able to keep his head above the water until he is rescued or drift to where he can help himself. The letter of Evan Jones revealed little about Ross' indecisiveness. In early September, Jones stated that the principal chief stood firm in his adherence to the terms of the treaty, and that determination to keep clear of all entanglement and the strife which rages around them. However, there is also little evidence that at this point Jones tried to dissuade Ross from an alliance with the South. It's in the following morning, John Ross addressed a meeting of some 4,000 Cherokees and discussed that the nation standing the coming civil war. It's saying present. We at no, we a large and diverse group of Cherokees, but this number, a large and diverse group of Cherokees. Okay, it's saying, but this number also included nearly 100 of white troops. All right. I know right there it was dragging a little bit, but it's going to tell you a little bit. All right. Sorry about that. It be like that sometime reading and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? But nah, this is definitely good reading material, and it tells you, like I said, if you really want to know exactly what took place. Like I said, the majority of the people, the tribes was all bunched up in the Cherokee. So that's the reason why you hear most people say that they Cherokee. Okay, because all of the tribes that was there was all taking control and all placed as Cherokees. And like I said, there's a lot of funny business going on in the 1800s that got us fucked up in the 1900s, and which transpired to now. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, definitely learning the history around the Civil War and the Indian Civil War, which we never heard nothing about ever, 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 is very, you know what I'm saying? Is like I said, because this is shit that you need to know. You need to know some of this stuff. If you're not really doing your research, all you have to do is find a person with color on their birth certificate. Now I know why. Now I know why the nigga Hamak was saying that shit. Okay, because he was one of the first people that I ever heard say that shit. That if you had color on your birth certificate, then you was an Indian. Okay? And he said if you got colored, period, on any of your everybody got colored on their birth certificates. Everybody. When you find your ancestor that's from the 1800s, or I'm gonna say, let's say the early 1900s, all got colored on their birth certificate. All the ones I seen, or all the records I seen, all said colored. All said colored. All said colored. But it don't even matter because now we say color. Now we know that the word color mean Negro. According to them, they was calling a nigga anyone who was non-white. Anyone who was non-white, they was calling a nigga, a Negro. Anyone who was non-white, man. You understand what I'm saying? That's why don't let nobody call you that term. The word nigga and Negro came out of the word nigga. No, nigga came out of the word Negro. Don't let nobody try to smooth that word down to you and make you think, oh, that means you a fucking slave. Or that means your descendants are people who was in bondage. You understand? That's what that shit mean. That shit is not nothing nice. According to this information that I'm reading, you understand? It's not nothing nice. So let's continue with this, man. Hopefully it won't drag on out. All right. Let me see something real quick before I continue. Let me look in the chat. Let me just take a break. Look in the chat. See what you guys talking about. All right, I'm just gonna take a break real quick and I'm in the chat. Now, what you guys talking about? What are you talking about? Because it shows you right there. Anybody who was colored was an Indian. So it ain't no mystery. It ain't no you ain't gotta find you ain't gotta all you have to do is find or search your ancestor who got colored on their birth certificate. You said your grandfather was from the Barbados. He was here in the 1800s. Yeah, I mean, then he was here with us. Shit, that don't mean that we get said the people who was sent here from the Barbados. They had to make a Barbados Slave Act, man. I mean, to stop the importation of Indians because they said the Indians was bloody. But all of the stories that led up to that was only mentioning Negroes because their Negro mean in bondage. It's not the word Negro doesn't really give a description of the identity. It only means a term that was in bondage. I don't know why or how it became translated to being someone who has a brown or black person, even though that's what the Spanish mean. But the Spanish was using it in terms because they already seen people who look like that. If listen, if the Moors was in Europe, they wasn't calling the Moors Negroes, or they wasn't calling people in Europe Negroes. They why think about that. Think about that. Think just use your brain. Use your brain. You use your brain. Okay. The black or the melanated people who was already in Europe that these people already knew about. Because I showed you a picture of the King of Portugal. Okay. If the King of Portugal was a black man, okay, in the 1700s, they already seen a black person. So why they not calling them black people there Negroes? Okay? Because they not in bondage. That's why. So now this shit's starting to really make sense. Because I never knew what it meant that if you was colored, like, oh, okay, if you colored, that means you're an Indian. So your ancestors from Virginia, Florida. Yeah, all right, so you good then, all right. I'll say you good. I mean, like I said, if your ancestors here in the 1800s and you was here, then yeah, you should get reparations. Because if you came here, you was coming here to live free, and you eventually got enslaved and shit, then yeah, you are part of the people who was enslaved. Yeah, real talk. Think about that. That's status. You correct it, fam. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Your status definitely. Listen, I mean, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. And I ain't trying to at this point in time be like toot my own horn or nothing when it comes to this. But no one wants to debate me on this. No one, no one ever wants to debate me on this. You know what I'm saying? I will blow their lids off. You know what I'm saying? Anybody. I don't give a fuck who it is. Anybody. You know what I'm saying? Because the records ain't lying. It's too much shit we didn't discovered that pretty much leads up to you being classified what you classified as now. It's too much shit we didn't discover. It's not just the fact that we found images and pictures and you got anthropology and archaeology people telling you that you was already here, that it was black people here. You got all this. Then you got other accounts. Then you got actual people who was classified what you was classified as. Then you got people in your family telling you that you was an Indian. So what more do you need? What more do you need? What more do you need? Even if your people didn't tell you was an Indian, you an Indian. Because no African, well, if you think that Africans came here and lived among other Africans, that's a damn lie. If they tell you most of the story was of Negro men that was being brought from the Caribbean. So they had to even mate with even the white women that was here, or even with the Aborigine women that was here. So you draw it up. So even if you think of that, and it was far majority more Aborigines here than it was that of Negroes that was brought from the Caribbean. Okay, you see how that works? Very simple, very easy. Use your brain. Okay, very simple, very easy. Okay. And that's what they wanted. And like I said, Thomas Jefferson gives it up because he made numerous emphases about what is he going to do with us. Is he going to? He wanted jurisdiction. That's the reason why. Another reason why they sent people to the West. Okay, because these people wasn't willing to give up jurisdiction, and he wasn't going to allow them to stay there in like the Carolinas and Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia and Carolina area unless they was assimilated, unless they was classified as colored. Okay, so I guess he sent all the non-taxable Indians out, with the exception to the white ones that was working in the government already. You understand? So that's pretty much my understanding of it. But like I said, it's definitely a lot, man. It's a lot of information. It's a lot to really take in. But I tell you one thing, I tell you guys, do your research, okay? Find that Negro, find that colored on that birth certificate. All right, because like I said, my father got colored on his. Okay? My father got colored on his birth certificate. And his shit, my father was born in 1940. He was born 1948, I believe. 1948. Yeah, he was born 1948, and he got colored on his birth certificate. So that shows you that they was calling people colored here. You know what I'm saying? So I said, man, at the end of the day, I don't think I'm gonna continue this because I don't feel like reading no more. Starting to drag. Um, but yeah, for the most part, like I said, man, we already improved it, man. With this, like, that's it. That's all you needed to see. All you need to see that the Indians hold the same classification that your people is classified as. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. That's the reason why they try to outsource us with everything. That's why they tell us we not the same people. It's saying Geechee is African. It's saying per great mother. And what you mean Geechee is Africa? Eli J, what you mean by that? Geechee ain't African. The Geechee or the Gullah ain't come from no Africa. Well, that's what you said, Eli J. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken. I'm not wrong. Just comment on that. I mean, maybe I'm mistaken. I said if I'm wrong, then I stand to be corrected. But that's what I assumed you said, right? The Geechee was named after Ogeechee River. Okay, the Geechee was always there. Ain't no Africans come over here, no South Carolina, and bring with them no damn beans and no damn other. Listen, it was none of that shit going on. You think they came over? That's what they tell you. Oh, the Geechee people got a similar culture to the people over there. Have you ever thought maybe the people from West Africa came from over here? No, you never thought about that. Cause your brain, cause you never, no one ever pulled your card to that. You understand what I'm saying? You think everything came from Africa, and that's another reason why we doing that because I don't show no respect to America. You know what I'm saying, or to us and being in America. America is just as old as Africa. You just look at Africa where all you think all the melanated people are over there. When if you look through the Americas, they hide the melanated people in the Americas. They hide it. Plus, if you even understand, in that book, it talks about the Knights of the Golden Circle. The Golden Circle wanted a slave trade from North America to the Caribbean to Cuba through South America. You understand what I'm saying? They wanted a slave trade, and obviously they already had to have one if they was going back and forth through the Caribbean. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to understand what's going on here. Okay, you have to really understand what's going on here. If the Knights of the Golden Circle, meaning that's what these people wanted to do. The people I'm reading about, which was involved in the Knights of the Golden Circle, they wanted a slave trade from North America to Cuba back around. That's what their mission was, okay? You know what I'm saying? So obviously they were shipping people and they had colonies all throughout all these places where they planned on doing this. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, man, I mean, all you gotta do is just cross-reference the information and you will see what they doing. That's why we could not find no Indians on the census because the Indians are black and the Indians are colored. That's why you can't find it. It told you. Now we've actually found something that actually says this, that actually agrees with what I've been saying all this time. You know what I'm saying? That if you enslave Indians, you saying you enslave Indians from this point in time, that's almost 200 years. From even if you say that you was enslaved, okay, 1492, okay, if you want to say that the Spanish was coming to certain parts like Louisiana and Spanish in the 1500s, bringing people over here, if you believe that, I don't believe that. I don't think the Spanish was that strong to be able to do that. But what I'm saying is, though, when the Europeans came here, they claimed they started enslaving people in 1636, right? Or 1621. So you figure 1621 all the way up until 1790. You was enslaving people there. And you saying that the people who was in bondage was classified as Negroes, and the people the Indians who you had allies with, you allowed them to be taxed. You was taxing them. So the Indians that was cool with them, you allowed them to be taxed. And then anybody who was a free person was being taxed as well. You understand? So that's how they was doing it. That's exactly how they was fucking doing it. Okay? So you just gotta pretty much understand that. Ain't no let me see something. Let me see something. What is he talking about? What y'all talking about? Said they had severe. What you saying? They had severe accents in the 1969. That is no, because they live in the islands. The Geechee, the Ogamichi, was living in the islands. They was living in the islands in Georgia. When you go like to South Carolina and Georgia, they got islands out there that's off of the land. You know what I'm saying? That people live that they don't. The United States don't even fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Because of this, because that the way that the shit is set up. I guess they can't do much with it, but they don't want it, so they let the people remain to be there though. But these same people with the Geechee and the Gullah and the people who be talking like that, my boy father was Geechee, man, and he used to be talking fast, like he used to be talking like real fast, man. You know what I'm saying? And that nigga, you can tell that nigga he was copper color. You could tell he was a motherfucking Indian. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't no damn African. Ain't no damn. They didn't bring no whole colony. When you hear about them snatching people from Africa, bro, they was raiding. They was doing raiding the coast, man. And they would find a few people and enslave them. They wasn't running the shit that they say they doing here. They wasn't doing in Africa like that because they wasn't able to really get all the way into Africa. Only people who was really going into Africa like that was the Portuguese, but that still don't mean that they was bringing people back over here. It would be easy to set up a colony in a land and enslave the people there as opposed to go to a whole nother land and constantly got to keep bringing, because that's going to cost you money. Okay, that's going to cost you more money. It's gonna cost you more money to bring people here than to put soldiers and let them fight and kill each other for the fucking land, and then you just keep sending more people and more people. You understand what I'm saying? Then you actually putting resources in. You know what I'm saying? So, you have to really understand that. Like, it's a lot of shit at work when we talk about what was done here in this country, man. And it's like I said, there's no historians are talking about this. None. I have not met any historian and like I said, and I'm not trying to sit up here and act like I'm all fucking bougie and educated or whatever. But I have been in college forums. I have taken at least 5 or 6 history courses in the duration of period of time in my life. And I have never knew no Indians was enslaved, number one. Number two, I never knew Indians is classified as colored. okay, on a large scale in damn near every southern state, okay, in damn near. So every free Indian that wasn't living on the reservation was classified as colored or Negro or black, and this is fucking facts. But they minimize the number to where you think that the number of Indians are very small and few. You know what I'm saying? To where you never can really get a real understanding about how many people are we talking about. And that's the part that people like get lost with. You don't think that it was millions of people here at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? Like really, you really gotta like that's what I'm telling you, you really gotta understand that it was millions of people here. And it was millions of Europeans here too. So like they was using divide and conquer tactics over people. But once they take the land from you and you become once they take the land and now they got the motherfucking supply, you forced to go to them. You forced to deal with them. You forced to deal with them because now they got your resources. They got your original resources. So now either you gonna work for them, or either you gonna fucking fight and try to get your shit back and establish it to what it was. And that's exactly what happened in the past. That's the reason, and that's why they was going hard looking for like the Seminole Indians and all them, because that would, all of the Indians that would be able to retreat would just go into Florida. All of them, they were all just going to Florida and join. The Seminoles Indians are Indians who was down there, as well as other Indians that left from the South that went down there, and that's as far as we can really talk about this shit. There ain't no Africans. They ain't bring no fucking slaves here. None of that shit. The people who there was always there. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm about to get up out of here. I got a few things I gotta do. But for the most part, like I said, man, we done pretty much went in on this or whatever. I'm gonna finish this up, this Confederate Cherokee or whatever. But yeah, man, we didn't win in. We didn't win in on this. We didn't win in on it. Pretty much, we didn't win in on it. You have enough evidence for you to know that you're Indian, and no one can take that from you. You got somebody classified as color. You ain't got nobody classified as African, unless you do have people who is directly Africans. That's probably not even a large enough percentage to even be to collect data on. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, we know that prior to 1850, all the Indians was classified as colored. They didn't have no and we see that ourselves. We didn't look at the census, and I show you after 1860 is when you start seeing Indians on the motherfucking census record. Prior to that, you ain't see no Indians on the census record. We went through all the country, I mean all the different states, and we looked. We looked in Virginia where they said it was Indian slaves. We looked in Massachusetts where they said it was Indian slaves. Can we find any Indians? No Indian slaves. We looked in South Carolina for Indian slaves. Why we couldn't find no Indian slaves? Because they classified them as colored and Negroes. That's why. And then twisted our history. Now, like I said, I'm gonna go back to this one more time before I get up out of here. Okay. Just remember this. Remember, the reason we can't find no Indians on the census, okay, is because it says since the beginning of the African slave trade, which they're trying to make the individual believe that they have African blood, which that is bullshit. The Indian slave trade was first. There was no the African slave trade wasn't as large as the Indian slave trade. The people who they are saying that, because, and think about this too, right? Understand this, right? They were sending people to Liberia and Sierra Leone, right? And then at the same token, they want you to believe. So what happened to the people that's over there that was over there already? They keep giving you these same numbers of these same six different so-called countries in Africa where they saying all of these European colonies was going, just grabbing up Africans at their convenience, bringing them over here. But in the same token that they said they was enslaving people here. So at what time did they have to send people over there to do that? When they had all these wars over here, all this stuff going on over here. What time did they have to really do that? You understand what I'm saying? So you have to really use your brain to understand. All right. So it says the African slave trade in America, many Native American persons have unfortunately been determined. I mean, determined. I mean, I'm sorry, detriment of the Indian heritage were listed as black, mulatto, or Negro in order for white slave owners to keep an ample supply of slaves. Many blood Indians have lost a God given heritage due to slavery in the southern states. Who is that? That's us. In which approximately 24,000 or more full blooded American Indians. Now remember, the word Indian is really a bullshit word, but this is the word. It basically alerts people to the description of the original inhabitants of this land. All right, so we know it's a misnomer, but that's the term that we that's applied in this certain passage. All right, so I said was falsely listed on all of the census records as Negro, Black, and Mulatto. Okay, and was passed down from generation to generation to the present. Checkmate, game over with. You already know you are Indian, and like I said, the gig is up. That's it. That's all I need to know. And then, like I said, in additional resources, they're showing you how they was enslaving Indians and putting the term Negro and colored on them. The gig is up. The gig is up. We're Indians. Okay, that's it. That's it. Like I said, I could have made one video about that whole passage and just left it alone. See, when people show you that, they don't show you numerous sources. They'll show you one little article from somewhere and then they keep it moving or whatever though. But I mean, like me and a few other brothers, we show you other articles to support the article that we showing you. So you don't think that I'm naive to just believe any person who can just post anything on any website. I'm not damn sure naive. I don't have to go through Google. I can go through the colonial records and a lot of places like that and do research. But I already know. I already know. All I need to do is just contribute enough information to what other people is putting together, and then we can just sit here and just say, all right, well, boom. So you was classifying full-blooded Indians as colored and black and Negro. So now you understand why motherfucking Drew Ali was telling you you're not colored. That I don't give a fuck what you say. Need to go back and study Timothy Drew. Timothy, whatever Drew Ali knew something. Okay, you think Drew Ali has something to do with all this shit that's going on around the Civil War as well too? Because he was Cherokee, so he has something to do with it. He is the main one telling you that you are not Negro, black, and colored. Why is he telling you this? Why? Why did they kill him? Why was he the only one telling you that? Whether you believe in the Moors or the Moor Science Temple, what I don't give a fuck what you believe in. Let that shit go for a minute and try to conceptualize what the fuck I'm telling you. Okay, we see how they put these classifications on to you according to your status and according to your servitude. So this man was telling people in the early 1900s, not probably 30, 40 years after the Civil War, that you are not Negro, black, and colored, bro. You understand? And then also remember, even when you talk about the secret societies and all that, you say most people, oh, Drew Ali was a Mason. Okay. So that he learned some masonry that came back and helped us. Because if he was saying you're not Negro, black, and color, he knew something about what was going on here. He knew how these classifications were falsely applied to us. He knew with the probably the Jim. And remember, the first Jim Crow was 1910, 1920, and 1930, with the insertions of Walter Plecker in 1924. But the first Jim Crow was the dealing with the hyperdecisive laws and dealing with all that, where they was basically falsely classifying you at Negro and color. Okay. See, what they do is they undermine. They, oh yeah, there was more Africans here, definitely than it was Indians here. And the people say that convincingly, and people just automatically assume and listen to and believe what they tell them. So a person sit there and tell you, oh yeah, it was, oh man, it was millions. Oh, it was no, it was hundreds of millions. Oh man, it was only probably about 5,000 Native Americans, maybe 5,000. Man, get the fuck out. He can say 6 million. So I was 5,000. So that shows you a count of how many people was here. With the exception, we got the two guys who they actually used to determine how many people was here. Henry Dobbins and it's another brother. One of them said it was 8 million. The other one said it was 112 million people throughout all of the so-called land of the Americas, and that's from starting from I don't want to say Canada all the way down to the last island in the Caribbean and throughout South America. So it tells you. It tells you. So like I said, if they telling you they enslaved 6 million people here, and like I said, then you got to start thinking, well, hold up, how many people did they enslave here? Because you know that they was bringing people here too. They was bringing people here as a result of people coming here from Europe. They had to work for 7 years. And this was already a contract for them to come here to the new colony. So they had to work for 7 years. So the people who they was capturing, you had Indians who wanted to be part, who was submitting because of the trinkets that they was getting from the Indian. And then you had the other Indians that wasn't submitting, the Indians that was fighting, which is you. Well, then again, you know what? At this point in time, it's a mixture of us. It's Indians who probably was fighting, and it's Indians who probably sold out. We don't know who's who. So everybody who make these assumptions, my family might have been the ones that sold you. My family might have had all you niggas enslaved. I don't know. But all I know, I'm just trying to just let you guys know exactly what would happen, what happened. And I'm not gonna throw that part out. You know what I'm saying? That if I really do the heavy research to see anybody who own um slaves or plantations in your family, you have to think about it. Once you find one black man in a system of white supremacy in which we've been told existed, how could one black man be rich enough to where the white supremacy, where he outdoing white supremacy and other white people, and they not running around, they didn't gather up the good old boys to run around and grab him up and lynch him. Why is that? Because they had a system that was built to protect him, obviously. Okay, but it wasn't built to protect the people who wanted to keep their land. It was the people who wanted to keep their land. It was all system go. Anything was a go against you. But the people who was willing to accept and pay taxes, then they would sit there and support. Just like now. Think about it now. Think about how they treat you and how they treat immigrants. Hmm? Think about it. Think about how they treat us and how they treat immigrants. How they doing, how they open up their arm. They giving these immigrants fucking job visas, work visas. They giving them free welfare benefits. If an immigrant come here and file for welfare and have children, they giving it to them. Now I'm not saying that they not supposed to give them, but they got another situation going on in here that they never took care of people who was capable of working, but instead they rather give you drugs and make you a fucking drug addict and shit, and not lift us up, because they all of us could have been millionaires. Every black person in America could have been millionaire if America would have kept the technology here and let us work them or whatever. However, it go. I'm just saying, just in a nutshell or whatever. They can let us work it and let us build the economy, but instead they want to trade it because you got people dealing with espionage. So now you got one person who probably go to another country and sell an idea and get billions of dollars from one fucking country. And this is what was going on. This is how a lot of these Europeans got rich because they were selling secrets from from inventions that our ancestors made. Our ancestors made these inventions, and they was buying these shits for trinkets, and they was basically selling it to the world, showing people how it worked and what it done, and people was investing in it. Then one country get the light bulb, next country get the light bulb, next country, next country, next country. Same thing with the fucking car. Okay, we know that a black man invented the car first. Okay, then built the motor, built the gear shifts, everything. So we already know. You understand? Same shit. But you don't understand it because of the history that we've been told. They keep on, and like I said, look, my whole thing is to change the narrative. Stop telling us we're Africans. Stop covering up the fact that it was black people here in the southeast where you found more, where you claim, and the black people that's living down there are the indigenous people who was always there. That's it. Stop telling us, oh, these people confusing with the confusion shit to where, oh, well, we bought Negroes from the West Indies. Did you enslave? The question is this: can we find any information that supports the fact that it was already blacks in the Caribbean? My people that's listening on the chat room, let's use common sense. Let's use common sense. All right. Let's use common sense. Can we find any? Can we find any information that leads to that it was Indian, that it was Negroes in the Caribbean before Columbus got there? Can we find any information that supports that? Can we? Anybody in the chat room, just press one if you can find. Can first of all, can we find any information that supports that it was already Negroes in the Caribbean before Columbus got there? Let me see something. Hold up. Okay, all right, check. So we can find. Okay, all right. So now we got Negroes in the Caribbean before Columbus got there. All right, so check, boom. So or melanated Indians, Arawaks, who you would consider to be a black person today. Okay, so now where did they tell you they bought the Africans at? Or they don't even say, none of the records say they bought no Africans nowhere. The only records they got is them shipping people from here to there and bringing people back. That's the only records they got. They don't have no records identifiably bringing people directly. The people when people say that, people gonna point to the Portuguese and the Spanish. That's the only people they gonna point to. They ain't gonna point, the English never done that. The English didn't do that. They can't point to the English and show any fucking proof that the English was bringing African slaves here. They gonna only find information that the English was trading slaves from here and sending them to the West Indies and bringing other indigenous Caribbeans that was already there back, that we assume to be Negroes once they get here because they was put in bondage by the Spanish people first. Okay, because that's where the term maroon. That's what I'm saying. Like if the Spanish came to the Caribbean first, right? So once they started making these people their servants and making them work for them, because we already heard what Columbus said, these people can be put in service, taught to wear clothes, and help to build homes and everything. So that means that so now they're Negroes. Okay, once the maroon seen what was going on, and they said, nah, fuck this shit. Well, I ain't trying to be no motherfucking no Negro or no slave. They skated off and went further into the Caribbean, where now their new destination is, by them not being a servitude, is called maroonage, meaning one escaping from servitude. Okay, so you understand, Negro is definitely, because people also accumulate the word maroon with being chestnut brown. Okay, so now, like I said, but this is shit that they giving us. Okay, so now we got Negroes in the Caribbean or melanated people in the Caribbeans from the gate. You claim you brought Africans from the Caribbean, which they were saying that all they was doing was trading Indians from here and bringing back Caribbeans over here. That's all they said they was doing. And they said, well, most of these Caribbean men that came here, which was only a small majority, the large majority was the Indians that was already enslaved here, plus the Indians that was servants, plus the Indians that was working with them that was able to maintain the fact to be an Indian. So you have to take all of this into account. Indians that you seen that was enslaved, they was called Negroes. Okay, they was called Negroes, or slave, or a person in bondage or whatever. And then once they got out, they was classified as a free person of color, or any person who was walking around was a free person color. And we know that the owner had to manumit them. So remember, oh man, wow, slavery was fucked up, man. You know, the day, man, these motherfuckers never released you. They kept you as slaves. We just read about how the owners was going to court and manumitting their slaves, meaning they was releasing them. They was giving them free paperwork to let them go. Why would they do that if they was if the instant? Because it's not what the fuck we think, man. It's not what we think. It's not what we think. This whole shit that they teaching us about, oh well, slavery was so brutal. I mean, listen, yeah, they came over here and held us against our will, which is terrible. Okay, but the stories that they telling us about slavery is not the fucking same, my dude. Some of them stories are true, some of them stories are not true. Cause anytime, cause I know damn well ain't no motherfucker who running around here that's free. Think about it like this: ain't no nigga who walk around here that's free going to sign up to be in bondage where niggas gonna get their ass beat, niggas gonna get treated like chained up, and ain't nobody gonna sign up for that shit for no resources, my dude. They not. They not. It had to be a form of holding people for labor. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, like I said, man, we gotta really start. Like I said, we just broke it down. The Black Slave article told a lot. It told a lot. Okay, but don't get it fucked up because they telling you black slave owners. What was the Indians classified as? Black. Oh shit. Okay. Okay. So what does that tell you? Because first in history you learn, oh, that the Indians can't be enslaved. Oh, so they had to go to Africa and bring the Africans over here. Yeah, that's what they had to do. And this is what they fucking tell people. And you got people, like I said, man, yo, you don't know how many conversations I done had with people who still don't understand, people who claim that they're so educated and they're so smart. They always refute. Listen, okay, I don't have to believe everything I heard Dr. Ben say, everything I heard John Henry Clark say. They played their part. You don't have to believe everything the Thompsons want to say. Okay, I'm not making this shit up. I'm showing you information that I'm reading from, and you're right there with me reading. I'm not summarizing it, coming back with different talk. I could easily read this shit and take talking points and write it down, and then talk through it, and just I could do that shit too. But we right here live doing this shit, reading the articles. And it's not one article, but we got 4 or 5 other articles that basically agrees with what we're saying. So like I said, man, at the end of the day, man, support culture freedom, hidden cultures of America, Black Indians. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, support your brother, man. Your brother do hard research. Your brother want to make this thing nice or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we need to get this documentary out, bro. We need to. We need to get this out. We need to get this out. Nobody is touching on this shit. No one is touching on us being here already. They making this thing like, oh, it was only a few Indians here and here. They're not showing you how they basically reclassified you and reclassified all the people in all these states, man. In all of the states, my dude. In all of the states, and they got documentation to provide data to support this shit. So, you still got niggas talking about ADOS, African descendants of slaves or American descendants of slaves. When they gonna talk about American descendants or American POWs? Because that's what you are. And like I said, in a lot of cases, you might not be that. You might not be just because you had a descendant that was a slave. He might have did a petition to become a slave, right? Listen. Just because you got one person that is a slave in your family, they might have put a petition to become a slave, right? Now that we know that that's what they was doing, they might have put a petition in to become a slave. So I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know what you guys talking about. Saying remember they paid for their teachings. Yeah, you're right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, y'all, I'm about to wrap this up though. But yeah, I'm telling y'all, for the most part, what I'm saying, we already see what it is. Okay. 109 people, please hit the like button if you can. Like I said, man, definitely if you can donate to the documentary or just donate to the cause so we can get a better platform and start being able to go to places where we can petition, we can meet up and have people meeting up. Let's get that together, man, because it's enough people who know about it. So if you tell 5 people, that's 5 more people who know about it, and they all tell 5 people, then that's 5 more people, and then they go on and go on and go on. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. The new thing should be like, yo, what tribe of Indian your people got in you? Did your people ever tell you you was Indian, or did you ever hear anything about it? You know what I'm saying? You do know that they classify Indians as Negroes and colors, right? People don't understand it. They're not gonna understand. They're like, oh, the Indians was dark. Yeah, I got some. No, 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 no. The Indians didn't have straight hair. They didn't all have straight hair. So what are you talking about? Like I said, they had cookie, bushy, bushy hair. Bushy hair is a fucking afro, my dude. Hmm? 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 Bushy hair is a fucking afro. Look, let me find the one in here. All right, look, check this one out. Look, let's reserve that real quick right there. Let's look up a bushy hair. This would be considered bushy hair. All right, fuck all that other shit they showing you. That's considered bushy hair right here. So it's saying 1800 registered free paper, a Hager jumper. I don't know what the fuck that means. A dark brown mulatto or Indian woman, short bushy hair, obtained her freedom from Stephen Dance as being a descendant of an Indian. Okay, look at this right here. Here go another one. Look, these are all receipts. Look, 1805 registered free papers of Betty Coleman. Betty Coleman. Okay. Do you know any Indians by the name of Betty Coleman? A dark brown Negro woman, formerly held as a slave by John Hardaway, liberated by judge of the general court as a descendant of an Indian. Okay, do you understand what the fuck is going on? Do you understand? No, I don't believe you guys understand. They go another one. This is well before any of this fuckery, y'all. Well before any Trail of Tears or anything. Right here, look. Mm, August 18 August 18, 1794. Registered free papers of Nancy Coleman, a dark brown, well-made mulatto woman, freed by judgment of General Court of John Hardaway, being a descendant of a Negro. My dude, come on, y'all. Do you understand this shit, man? This along with the other shit that just shows you what they was doing, and along the other one, man. Come on, man. Like, what are you like? I mean, for real. Like, I mean, come on now. You can't be. You just can't be. You just can't be. Like I said, I know a lot of shit repetitive, but yo, when I see something, I love to like fuck that. This shit need to be rubbed in the same way you was all the other shit was rubbed in. Now, Kinney family. Okay, I got a cousin named Kinney. Kinney family released from slavery based on testimony of William Denton that they descended from an Indian woman named Joan Kinney. It's saying who was an elder woman in 1729, and she came from an Indian town in Pamunkey. Okay, now look, it's saying Indian Ben and Beck Kinney, I say Beck Kinney, described as Negroes. Now look, it's saying, listen, described as Negroes, later released based on being Indians. The term is based on their servitude. I listen, this is a heavyweight. This is a heavyweight article right here. This is heavyweight because I got another article to support it. So this is how I know that whoever put this together didn't create this shit, my dude. They didn't create it. They didn't create it. Look, let me show y'all something, man. I think I'll be fucking around and shit, right? It was one I was looking at the other day in here. Let me see. Told you it's numerous names like Nat, Robin. Also, we know that they was calling you, naming you by the months of the year. April, all them other names, May, and all this other shit. Right here, talk about Raul. Talk about all this shit right here, man. And I know you know what they mean by Negro in this passage. They mean by Negro that you are in bondage, my dude. This shit right here. They talking about it's saying he taking my two Negro, Indian John and X's as part of the third, which two Negroes I propose he had. So he's saying that basically he's saying Negro Indian John. All right. There's numerous references to, what I'm saying, to things of that nature, man. Numerous references. Just gotta just like really, like I said, just open your mind up, man, and understand what the fuck was done, what happened, man. Let me read this one right here. So December 11th, Humphrey Marshall's living wife, it said my Negro man, Will, and the Indian woman Maul, forever. It's saying daughter Mary Hill, my Negro man Peter, and Negro woman Marion. It's saying my daughter Sarah Satchum. It's saying my Negro Joe and my Indian Maul. It's saying child role. Said Thomas, son of Elizabeth Thomas. Sam, my Indian woman Maul child. So that's basically connecting right there Indians to Negro. I know it's not as clear as the other one, but if the other one pretty tells you what the fuck is going on, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's a long list of these, pretty much the same shit. Um, but yeah, man, definitely. Let me see that one. So many of them I was looking at the other day. I highlighted, and also And also, we seen how, like, you know what I'm saying, like the manumission thing is also key too, to tell a lot of people, because a lot of people don't clearly understand, man. They think that a lot of this shit was, like I said, like roots and all the other stuff, but they don't clearly understand what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that's the whole mission of what I'm doing is pretty much to let people know that it was Negroes here, and with deception now that we can prove that they was colored is one thing. So, like I said, man, each one teach one. Make sure you let people know who you are, and be proud of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna probably be busy for the next couple of days, or probably a week or whatever. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying. Like, hopefully, you guys enjoy the bills. The bills are definitely to liberate oneself and open you up to, you know what I'm saying, so you can do your research further. And so when you ask people, because people, the key thing is when you talk to people about this type of shit, right? People want proof, man. They want proof. They don't want you to even if you say you got something from the internet, it has to have a source to it. Oh, they want proof. You understand what I'm saying? So even if it's on the internet, you have to have a source to it. In this case right here, you need to have people who agree with you, because people don't believe you. They don't. People, man, listen. People don't believe me. If I gotta come with receipts, I gotta come with pictures, I gotta come with what archaeologists saying. You understand what I'm saying? Just alone, if Richard Nee say that the Asians wasn't the first people here because he found the Negro skull, tells you who was the first people here. James Chatter too. Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, we can snatch you from there, or we can show you how they classify all of us as color, and we got color on our birth certificate. This ain't no conspiracy or no myth right here. We can prove this through documentation. This is not like a mythological thing right here. Oh shit, like we talk about giants and all that shit. This is something that's tangible that people see and they will believe. Like, hold up, man, what do you mean that they classify Indians as colored? Yeah, they classify Indians as colored, motherfucker. Who was the colored people? You was colored the whole time you was here. They wasn't called. They was only interchanging Negro and color. They wasn't calling you black until well after the 1900s. Okay, unless they was calling you black or Moors when they first got here. But after that, it became colored and it became Negro. And that's it. And mainly it was strictly colored. You understand? With Negro, I guess if you was in servitude, and then it was colored or free person color if you was a free person. So, like I said, man, do your research. Do your research. But you have to end up be able to prove your point to a point. Like, if you're not trying to prove this shit to nobody and you satisfied with watching these videos and going to work and what I'm saying, and doing what you do, then that's magnificent. You know what I'm saying? That's marvelous. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you plan on doing. But me myself, I mean, I need that redress of grievances, because I seen what drugs did to my people. I seen what the oppression from the 1900s did to my people until now, to where now we have all these open opportunities, and racism still plays a part to where we're still low man on a totem pole. Ain't no black person supposed to not have one job when you bring. I don't want to hear, because most black people have to work these jobs that these immigrants work. It's not like, okay, now that the immigrants getting a job, they're moving you up. You're going to hit a ceiling, because you still got other people at top. You still got the Indians, the Chinese, and the white people who blocking you from moving that way. So now you give out all your jobs to the immigrants, or the jobs in which you was doing or whatever, and now you say, all right, well, no, I don't want them jobs. I want a better job, or I want something that's going, what I'm saying, move me up with them. Then you're gonna get on top, and then you're gonna realize, and these people are robots, man. And you ain't gonna outdo no Indian with no computer shit, bro. You might outdo him with other things, but you ain't gonna, unless you have to become what he became. And if that nigga became a person who sat and studied and sat there and read, and I watch these people how they study, man. I watch people how they study and what they do in their study efforts. They don't need the leisure time. Their leisure time is to study. I don't know what fuels them. I guess poverty or absolute poverty coming from where they come from or whatever fuels them. But for the most part, you ain't gonna outdo no Indian. You might outdo a Chinese motherfucker if you really brought the child up in the right environment. If you have a child and you bring them up in an environment to where they really focus, then yeah, they can outdo them. And some of the children now just be outdoing a lot of them. I'm talking about with a lot of this computer shit and computer science shit or whatever. You got people, blacks that's good at computer science, but a lot of them are black immigrants. But like I said, if all of the jobs, it should be no jobs not left. First of all, you supposed to take care of us first. Okay? Remember us? Remember us? We built the country. This is our country. You took it from us, classified us as color. Now you bring immigrants here and you're doing better for them than you're doing us. Remember? Remember us? Remember us? You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. And that's the problem. They get too many of these Negro men or these Negro leaders or whatever the fuck they supposed to be called, preachers and all. They get these motherfuckers all of the money and then have them go out and then like these food pantries where people be going where they put more faith into the church, where that's something that people should be doing anyway, having given away food packages and pantries like the Black Panthers was doing or whatever. You know, people should be doing that shit anyway. Shouldn't have to rely on Reverend fucking slab of baby back rib face. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to wait for him to do nothing because we supposed to be doing. But guess what? We lost the connection for our people because you have to work and you be so damn tired when you get home to where you only got time to do for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You complaining about the shit you got to do for your own damn kids. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, after you work and they didn't fucking, you know what I'm saying? They didn't squeeze the damn quarter to the eagle cried on your ass and you come home, you ain't got time to do nothing. But guess what? When I go to the gym, you know who the main people I see in the gym? I see black people in the gym. I see a lot of these motherfucking immigrants in the gym too. After they come from work, they go to the gym. And the motherfuckers gotta be having long days, like 17, 18-hour days. You know what I'm saying? Because you only really need like 6 hours of sleep. That's all you really need, like 6 hours. So you figure 18, you up 18 hours a day and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's common for most Americans today. Even kids up 18 hours because they don't be wanting to go to sleep. They want to play with their fucking tablets or their phone. Ain't like they want to stay up and read a book. Like, mommy, let me stay up so I can read this book. That ain't you ain't never gonna see that unless you install that into a child. You know what I'm saying? You have to install that into a child. You can't install just giving like, and my daughter is guilty of that because I gave her a tablet since she was about 6 years old. But guess what though? Now I'm learning to where now I take the tablet. She got a cell phone too, so like it's kind of hard because her mother just bought her. I take the tablet and she go to her cell phone. I got to take the cell phone, but she ain't even that bad of a little girl to where I gotta take nothing from. I ain't gotta take shit from her because she not even bad. And I don't even like really be wanting to really discipline because she really not a bad kid. She don't really she respect her elders for the most part. She I don't her school, none of the teachers have ever said anything bad about her. You know what I'm saying? So, like for the most part, I don't have to really, you know what I'm saying? She's not really a bad little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like she not over sexualized. She ain't running around here trying to be fresh or none of that goofy shit. Or you see these other kids doing, or whatever. She, you know what I'm saying? She just, I let her do her to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? I see her getting out of control, then I gotta step in. But for the most part, she handled herself well. She handled herself real well. So but yeah, I mean, for the most part, What you guys talking about? They give you a read version. Would you allow volunteer readers? Yeah, shit, hell yeah. If y'all wanna read, but you gotta be on a panel with me. You gotta be on the panel with me, Issa. Like if y'all wanna do that, hell yeah. Shit. If y'all want to do that, I'll put the content out, show you exactly what the content is, what we gonna be reading from. Then hell yeah, that should have saved me from fucking stumbling over words. And like I said, sometimes you know shit sets you off to where you know what I'm saying you lose focus, and when you come back, it don't be like you don't have the same like even sometimes I begin reading something and then I drop off, and then when I come back reading it, I don't have the same like the same spark or the same fire or the same as I had prior. But then I think about it like certain topics like we run through them, man. Like a lot of shit we run through. So let me see. Just have to pay attention. The whole yeah, that's what's up, El Boria. Oh, they go JJ right there. Thanks JJ for the donations, my brother. You know who you are, and everybody else that's in the donations. Well, I see this brother all the time. Like, and it's a lot of other people I see all the time too. Like I said, it's not even about who I see all the time, but I see him because this picture always pop up in my PayPal account. Some people don't have a picture up there to where their initials just pop up. All right, so Emperor Issa, you guys gotta be around. Like when I like, sometime I don't know. I do these videos sometime on the spot because I already be having videos and shit pulled up or whatever, like just from research and just trying to find a really way to angle the conversation. Like this one was kind of easy because we found enough content to kind of angle it and show you exactly improve the perspective. Like I said, when I first started doing it, I didn't have I didn't have like I didn't have a lot of research. I had what I heard other people say, plus these a bunch of fucking pictures. And plus I had the Mayan pyramid book over there, and I had they came before Columbus. So I came in with that knowledge. Plus I was already on African Americans ain't African for about maybe 4 or 5 years. And a lot of them brothers and sisters do a lot of good research. But it's not structured research. It's just people post stuff up there where it's not even a beginning or conclusion to what they posted. It's just that right there, and it's no story leading up to that. It's nothing. No, that's why I started coming forward trying to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because no one, even Thousand Go Ahead, Tyrone Street. A lot of these brothers, they were showing you, but they didn't give you an explanation. They was giving you like little explanations to where you would do the research on your own or whatever, or you could find, but it's hard because there is no structural research that's telling you this shit right here, this slavery in the Kituwa Nation, this book right here can give you a great perspective because in the beginning he goes from telling you that it was already black people here, and to the point to where he making numerous references to where this whole book is basically to tell you that it was black Indians. That's my whole thing. What I got from this, okay. So like I said, I'm open to anybody coming on the platform. I tell people that all the time. People don't be wanting to come through. I guess people be shy or whatever. But shit, like I'll be wanting to hear people perspective on what they got and what they know. Cause there's a lot of people be sending me shit and I'll be like, yo, come on and explain that shit, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't drop that shit in my lap and make me do the research for it. You do the research and come on in and explain it. And that's pretty much what we should do. If you send me the article, then you got to find other articles that's going to support that, to where you don't want never want to present no one article without having another perspective that's similar to that article, because you want to have, because you know what I'm saying, like I said, that's why when I was on Sign of the TV, when I was talking to Garfield, and I was showing them that article. I had other articles, but I wasn't at my computer at that point in time. That's why when I redid the video, you seen me post numerous articles about Supe Carew. You see me, I post numerous articles. I posted newspaper articles that was telling you that the pyramids in Supe Carew was 5,000 years old. So, like I said, and they using or what Ruth Shady told them. So they're not going to put Ruth Shady name in the article if Ruth Shady didn't tell them that, because she can sue them for slander. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, they never thought that people was going to believe, or people was going to think that it was black people here. Or maybe they was putting that out there so we could know. You know what I'm saying? Because like he said, most of the time the Europeans sit there and tell you the truth about what's going on. They just ain't gonna tell you the whole truth, but they're gonna tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna tell you a little bit about it. They ain't gonna tell you everything. They're gonna make it seem like, even like I said, they're gonna make it seem like when they 9/11, they're gonna make it seem like George Bush was incompetent, when that was the whole plan for you to think that he was incompetent and think that this stuff wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people, they fall for it. It's always two different scams going on at one time. To, you know what I'm saying, two different psyops is going on at one time. You know what I'm saying, that people can't seem to really unmask or understand. And that's the same thing. Even, I don't know what's really going on with this Nipsey Hustle, but I see niggas making 1,000 videos about this shit or whatever. But for the most part, I don't know what happened with that shit or whatever. I listened to the brother music. Some of his music was alright, but it was the same nigga shit like everything else. It wasn't nothing no different. It wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing no different. He wasn't talking about invaders and talking about none of that type of shit. He was talking about cars, money, and hoes. The same shit everybody else talking about. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause he an exception that he bought a store, because he come from a Arab background. So if you come from, Arabs are known for doing shit like that. So that he just happened to be an Arab gangbanger, and other niggas you can't. But the other niggas couldn't do that. I mean, with exception, some of them could. I ain't going. It's the niggas out in L.A. that's paid. I'm talking about Black Americans that's out there that's paid or whatever. Maybe some of them could do it, but because they didn't do it and he did it first, it made it look like a big thing. No, but like I said, I don't know what went on with that shit or whatever. I don't think the government gonna kill him over no Dr. Sabi, when Dr. Sabi been out for a long time. Michael Jackson used Dr. Sabi. So it ain't like a mystery. They knew who Dr. Sabi was. Full Force, the nigga Bowleg Luke, and when I went to two Dr. Sabi lectures. The last Dr. Sabi lecture I went to, Bow-legged Luke and the nigga from Full Force was there. And he was saying how the nigga Bow-legged Luke had some type of bone cancer, and Dr. Sabi helped him or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, though, you know, everybody. I don't think they killed him over no Dr. Sabi. It might have more been over that, trying to bring them together for, you know what I'm saying, for the gang. But the gangs wasn't even divided like that. They wasn't even banging like that. So that's another thing that people don't realize. LA gangs don't color bang. Them niggas don't color bang like that. The only people color bang is these niggas up here. But cause they had to give you, and look how that works, right? Even with the gang shit, they give you a adversary. So they make your own brother your adversary. Oh, cause he got this color on, you should get him. Or that's the way that the story goes. You know what I'm saying? And that's another way to divide and conquer, by having you fight your own man for a color other than the color of, or the tribe or nation of people he belonged to. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta really look into that about the psyops to that, or how a lot of these gangs and shit, you know what I'm saying, was created. They even say a lot of people say Huey P. Newton was a motherfucking agent. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? This is what a lot of people say. Or his what was his the chick he was messing with? Elaine what the fuck is her name? I can't think of her name right now. But they definitely said she was one. If he wasn't one, she was. And she turned them on to drugs. So like I said, it'd be a lot of underhanded shit going on as far as when any time is truth or truth need to be told or any of this stuff, man. That's why I say with this, you do your own individual research. You should have enough insight. It should not be no doubt in your mind after coming off my channel that you're a fucking Indian. It ain't no, I ain't prove it through no genealogy. I ain't prove it through nothing. I proved it through pure common sense. And I used their information that they put out there. And I showed you guys who was here first. Okay. So I'm saying I'm not the only one showed you. There's other people who doing this as well. But for me, myself, that's how I do it. So, so I definitely enjoy people coming through and everything. They shipped them to West Africa. Indeed, that's a fact. Elaine Brown, exactly. Thank you, Unity Aborigine Love. Elaine Brown, yeah, she was a motherfucking agent. You understand? Yeah. What you said, Skip? Yeah, he is. Um, no way connection. Black women going in a different direction. But you know why? You know why? If that's the case with black women, it's because that this society propped them up over us. If they provided a situation to where black men was equally footed with black women, then it wouldn't be so much a situation. I think that black men, a lot of cases that we be mad or whatever, but it's really nothing to be mad about because a lot of people who uphold the systems is a lot of these sisters. And like I said, you have to keep a job. If you got children, your first priority is your family first. Okay, then your immediate family, then maybe your extended family, which will be us. And that's how most people think. They don't look at it like, oh well, I'm thinking more about the black people as a whole. No, they thinking about their family members. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. The people think about their family members. Ain't nobody, thinking about, oh, let me go out here and help these Negroes or anything like that. Because they got enough examples of why they wouldn't want to do that. Nah, I got a book on the miles too, Mr. Tyrese. I gotta get into that. It's called the something with Tennessee, and it shows you the reason why they got a whole chapter in there about the miles. And when I get a chance, I'm gonna pull it back out and I'm gonna fuck with it. I was trying to actually transfer it to a PDF so I can change the font because some of the fonts I can't get with, man. Some of these fonts make it difficult to read. Like I don't like the font. Yeah, the wars. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you go on my channel, I got videos about the wars. Go on my channel. I mean, you'll see I got videos about all the wars. Chickamauga War, we run through all the wars, talk about a little bit about all the wars, all of them. So we done went all through this shit. We done started from 1492, went from 1492 to 1585. Where you get the first colony in Virginia. Then we went from 1585 to 1607, where you get the white settlers coming to Virginia and meeting the Powhatans. Then you get this. You see that they having a dispute. They having a dispute over the fact that they trying to encroach on their land, and the Powhatans is not allowing. The Powhatans is not having it, right? Then after that, you see that the Europeans started enslaving the Powhatans, and you start seeing the term Negro and all this other shit pop up in color and all this other stuff or whatever. Then it extends itself to other territories because just because of Virginia, you think that slavery started in Virginia, but over further like 100 miles down the road, these people was free. So it wasn't slavery. Slavery didn't start. So they tell you, but they give you the mind state that sooner the Europeans came here, their objective was to enslave or bring slaves here. No, their objection wasn't so they did so basically they telling you that the Europeans did a double whammy. They not less, they didn't just come here and steal land from people who was here. They went to another land and raped them people, then came here and raped another people and took their land from them and made the people here work for them on the land. That's what they tell you. But no, that's not the truth. The truth is they came here. They came here first to North America. After they came here, they started setting up colonies. As they set up colonies, we start beefing with them. But don't forget that there was Indians who was friends with them too at the same time. And them Indians in some cases was trying to get us to conform to them and conform to what they was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? When we didn't conform and we resisted against it, they used our own Indian brothers against us, which they fought against us because they was fighting to uphold what we considered to be now white supremacy, and the ones that was fighting against white supremacy. White supremacy is white settlers, encroachment of land. That's superiority, right? Ain't that if we don't say nothing is white supremacy, white and when we say white supremacy is coming here and coaching on the lands, trying to take the lands, hmm? Wouldn't you say that? Wouldn't you say that? Wouldn't you say that's white superiority, white supremacy? White supremacy is trying to come here and take the land from the people. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and then you understand that, and then that's the reason why a lot of these, because you didn't want to get under their jurisdiction. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, you see people who free, you see people who walking around at the same time who owning more than these Europeans own. And it makes you think, like, how the fuck did that happen? You know what I'm saying? Because that system that we think that existed, like they tell you, oh, when they first came here, they was just grabbing you up, just enslaving you. They couldn't do that because they was outnumbered. So they had to weasel their way into here. They had to make alliances upon other Indians or whatever. The whole shit, the whole everything that you're not being told about. Everything that you're not being told is what happened. You understand? Everything that you're not being told. So like I said, at the end of the day, man, let me see. Find out the hometown has a mound. Man, says all these places has mounds. All of them. All of them. All the northeast places have mounds. They cover. It's more. Remember, where we at right here in the northeast, there's more construction and shit here than it is anywhere else because this is close to the coast. All right. So, they learned from us how we was trading down the river is the same way they took over the coast and they started trading down the river. So they implemented the same, they seen what we was doing, how we was trading up and down the river and what we was doing. And then they came and did the same fucking thing. That's how they was able to ship us from out here to the Caribbean. Okay, that's how they was able to do it. They was able to do it because they were sending people. They was connected with the other Europeans. See, all of the Europeans here obviously had to be connected for that to go down. So, mountains are always near rivers. That's a fact too. No, man, you said it in bounds, and that's what I'm saying though. But them shits need to be taken. You need to take some pictures of them shits. I need to look mounds all in, yeah, in Maryland, and Dane talks a lot about that shit. Say all it's a lot of hills and shit in Maryland and Virginia. So yeah, we already know, man. It's like, yo, it's like at the end of the day, man. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Like all this history been hitting right up under your fucking eyes, and you had no clue or no idea. You understand? You had no clue, no idea that all this history was hitting right up under your eye because you was over there worrying about motherfucking Kemet. You had your eyes all on them. You know what I'm saying? And you ain't know too much about what was going on over there. But you know, the Most High arise people and raise people up to be able to put all this information down. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, shout out to everybody. You know, that song that I played, Meets the Shredder in the beginning, Invaders. I got that song from Lex Will. I was watching Lex Will, and Lex Will played that shit first. So, like I said, I get shit from other people too. You know what I'm saying? But my content of work, like I said, and even a lot, Lex Will was one, like had one of the only channels that was kind of explaining a narrative to what was going on at first. Okay, I'm gonna say at first. You know what I'm saying? Before now, you had all these other, we got all these other channels that's coming up or whatever. Whether you agree with Lex Will or you don't agree with him or whatever, you definitely could say that if you ever watch this shit about the Indians, you learned something. And I did, and I used to always watch them. You know, make too many more videos about that though. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm a student of the game, man, and I learned for so many different people, man. You know what I'm saying? Even what's his name? Renoki Rashidi. I even learned some shit from him. I learned a lot of shit from him actually, but he is a Pan African and he got images of the American Indians. I'm talking about black Indians, bro. He got images of them, and then but he still downplayed that African so called that they came from Africa, and they deny the fact that it was large amounts of these people over here. They think that you see one tribe of Indians that look like this, that it couldn't be millions of more tribes that look. It's just ironic that you got people here that resemble the so-called African slaves that you claim you brought here. That shit is ironic as hell. That shit is ironic. It's ironic you got the same people who you claim you brought here was already here, but you downplay how many of them was here to keep the fact that the African slave trade existed. You see how that works? And that's what they do. And that's exactly what they do. And I tell people, I try to tell you, I try to tell you, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna constantly keep on pushing the same narrative, Sonetta and them. Like I said, I don't care. I don't want to get on that nigga couch. I wanna present the information to the people and let them choose for themselves. I don't wanna sit there and be, oh, well, fuck Sonetta and fuck the House of Consciousness. I want to be able to move through different platforms and present my information onto the platforms and let the people there decide. Because once you start seeing that they was classifying Indians as colored and your ass been colored the whole motherfucking time, but you never seen no Indians running around here that's colored or whatever. We see other black people, but that's as a result of the Europeans mixing in with us or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people be like, oh yeah, that's an Indian right there or that person. No, the Indian is everybody from the brownest person. Because what did it just say the Indian Betty Coleman had? She was dark brown. Oh, she said she was dark brown and she was an Indian. Okay. So why are they calling an Indian a mulatto if a mulatto was supposed to be? Why are they calling a dark brown Indian a mulatto when we thought a mulatto was a light skinned person? You see how that works? So you gotta use your common sense and go back to what the word was originally supposed to be, what destination the word originally had. So, like I said, man, end of the day, we know now. So hopefully you guys can further your research. See y'all talking about the mounds. So, I'm about to get up out of here. I gotta do some things. I gotta go class later. Plus, I gotta go check my emails and everything. So, I'm out of here, man. You guys have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your day, man. And, keep the research going. So, with that being said, I am the Thompsons. One, peace.